From the internet, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The time has come for me to play and stream once again. So here I am, about to play some crawl. Yeah, crawl day, crawl time it is. Let's press the play button so we can play the game. So the other day or last week, I won a Minotaur and I won a Gargoyle. That was crazy. I also won a Healer recently, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Um, I need to put it on YouTube. Mm, I also need to export these characters. We don't want valuable, successful characters to go to waste. But yeah, anyway, I don't know what I'm going to play today other than it's probably gonna be something that uses a shield. So yeah, if it's gonna be something that uses a shield, might as well let it be a Formicid, right? Since Formicids are theoretically pretty good shield users. What are we going to play when it comes to Formicid? Fighter. Yeah, because we start with a shield. But we're gonna go spicy and we're gonna go for a sword. Um, I want to go swords here because we need dexterity for the shield. Because you remember the other day, I was playing some crawl and I had this tower. Well, I have this kite shield with 27 shields, and it had like sub 20 shield stat, which is, in my opinion, very, very insulting. But that's just how it is today. So yeah, let's go for some good old dexterity. By the way, fighter is not the best species to go for when it comes to dexterity. Formicid also, or like I said species, I meant background, of course. Formicid also doesn't get a lot of dexterity themselves, which is kind of annoying. They should get more. Like, I think that many of these things were designed with shields scaling with strength in mind. Shields scaling with strength made like big dudes better, right? Mm, but now that shields scale with dexterity, all the strength that the big dudes have doesn't do anything for them defense-wise. I consider dexterity to be a better offensive stat than strength nowadays in so many things. And there's quite a few, well, not really that many, but there's a couple of species that really get shafted by that change, in my opinion. Troll and Ogre are two very good examples of that. Dexterity, yep. We're gonna level up only dexterity this playthrough. As you can see, I already have a ton of strength, so I won't really have issues wearing heavy armor, I'm pretty sure. Um, Having a lot of dexterity will also help me not only for the shield, but also for evasion purposes, for dodging. It's gonna be pretty nice. The swords characters always end up so ridiculous because dexterity is it's kind of in the same power level as strength used to be back in the day when strength was so incredibly strong when shields scaled solely off of strength and other things. Those were good days. Look at this thing. Okay, I'm gonna put that on. That's pretty good. Yeah, who needs the intelligence? But we need everything else. In fact, this is so good that I could win the game with it. If I was a spellcaster, I would win the game with that item. Even with the -2 intelligence, it's still a really fantastic spellcaster armor. Mm, I don't think that we're going to be doing that today, but it's still going to be nice to have for a while. Certainly cannot complain about having 14 armor class by D3. So the game is already looking good. Oh, and an amulet of regen too. Wow, the game is really spoiling me today. All that I need now is something cool like Maxwell's thermic engine or the singing sword or a cool Randart sword or Randart. Oh, maybe even we can go even for two-handers. I hadn't thought about that because I'm a Formicid and Formicids get to wear two-handers or wield two-handers without losing the ability to use a shield. So I can do that. Sword of Power or the Plutonium Sword would also be really cool. Yeah, we shall see how it goes. So far, so good, let me tell you. It hasn't been horrendous at all. But yeah, I have regen, and regen will make it very easy to get through the early game. We're at a point in the game where things are not really hitting me hard enough to overcome the regen. Much less so, thinking about the fact that we have 14 armor class already. It's pretty nice. Mm. This sewer is evil. It forces you to fight on water. I'm not a fan of fighting on water in general. It's just too much randomness with the whole fumbling attacks thing. This thing used to be super powerful. I remember this thing used to be crazy. It's still pretty scary. It hits hard, 19 damage, but it's not as bad as it used to be anymore. Also, the siren. I think that was, or no, it's an avatar. What I just killed was a siren, and there's a Malarius Merfolk avatar in this bolt. Bolts with exclusive monsters for the bolt are pretty charming. I like them, personally. I know some people don't, but I personally do like them. Yeah, there it is, the Malarius Merfolk avatar. It would be a good time for me to find this thing called Identify, but also Flight. I also need Flight. Okay, one more try. Okay, at least we found heal wounds. Oh, I already had Flight identified. I guess you get it identified in this bolt, because this bolt without Flight is kind of absurd. The Merfolk avatar thing is pretty nasty. If you don't have Flight, precisely because of the fumbling of attacks. We don't want to fumble attacks here, so I'm gonna go for my Potion of Flight, and then we get rid of the Merfolk avatar very easily because we have some really strong loot. We get a Wand of Flame, which would have been good here for the Merfolk avatar. And we're done. Alrighty, let's get out of here. So far, so good. Okay, if I had been a Laja tank, I think that I would have absolutely switched to Laja tank. Yeah, I am definitely an advocate of switching into the thing that is super busted that just generated on the floor. I think that doing that is a good way to go through the game. I found this Dagger of Venom. I think the Dagger of Venom is better than the Longsword, so I'm just gonna train fighting for now. Once I find a good enough reason to go back to Long Blades, which is probably gonna happen sooner rather than later, I will go back to Long Blades. But for now, we are gonna go for fighting because fighting is gonna have more of an immediate impact on the success of my character, I think. Yeah. I'm looking forward to. It's a bit too late into the game, or like I guess it's a bit too early into the game to be thinking about that. But I would like to get an Efreet or Erika soon because those have scimitars, which are an easy early game upgrade for me. Okay, what goth? What goth? Not Che, definitely not. Maybe Uskayo. How much? Yeah, they have +2 invocations. I could go Uskayo. I haven't gone Uskayo in a while. I could also go. Yeah, not a lot of gods. I do, however, have Gosag and Okawaru right here. I could go those, but those are boring, so I'm gonna go Uskayo, who is not as boring as those two. Line dance. Yeah, the one of the main weaknesses of Formicid of Uskoyo, in my opinion, this would be funny if I got killed here, because it frequently happens that I get out of temple and I immediately die, as I'm talking about the goth. But anyway, one of the nice things about Uskayo is the paralysis, but my main concern regarding this character is gonna be the lack of panic buttons. Normally, you want a goth that provides you with a nice, easy to deal with panic button for the purposes of not dying as a Formicid, and I won't really be getting that today. It's kind of my fault, and maybe I should have thought about that, but we shall see how it goes. D5 two-head ogre. Yeah, let's not fight that. Discretion is the better part of Valor. That's how you not die when you're playing this game. When you use Discretion. Yeah, more often than not, in situations where I personally die is because I think that I am going to be capable of dealing with some things that it turns out I'm not really capable of dealing with. It can be kind of annoying. What is not kind of annoying is this fine rapier. I'm gonna buy it unless I'm going to explore this first because I have the suspicion that I am going to be seeing a lot of shops here in this level. And because of that, I think it is wiser to wait until you finish the level to spend your money, which is exactly what I am going to do. Mass market. I think it's kind of sketchy that it doesn't have dragon armor, considering that it has giant clubs and giant spike clubs. Like, that doesn't make sense. I think that it also should have triple swords because I could really use a triple sword right now. So yeah, unfortunately, nothing there caters to my interests. The Bardiche could be usable, but I'm going for dexterity. If there's any weapons on the floor that I am interested in, it's actually the longbow that generated in this level. I could use that. It scales with dexterity as well. Instead of going swords, I could go longbow dexterity. It would be annoying because shields nuke your attack speed unless you have 27 shield. Or well, I guess I shouldn't say that because it isn't as drastic as that. But if you wanted to not mess with your attack speed at all, you really do need 27. Other than that, it will mess with your attack speed, which yeah, really, really annoying. Don't like that change. It's not even a new change at this point, so it's almost impossible for it to ever get reverted, but I will never really like it. So yeah, we have this longbow here, which I could use, and it could be theoretically pretty good. I might even do it because it's a pretty great weapon. Doesn't really compare with an arbalest, but it is still pretty decent regardless. Let's go upstairs. And yeah, if you get good weapons in the early game, you should really think about using them. Talking about using stuff, let's go buy that rapier. It might be better than my longsword. I think there's a pretty good chance. Yeah, it is a pretty solid thing to have access to. I like it. I like it. +8 Venom Rapier. Obviously, for now, we're not really gonna care too much about the stabbing purpose of the rapier, but maybe later, because I do have Uskoyo, which will do this, and when Uskoyo does that, that means that I can stab them all and nuke them. Yeah, alrighty, this is going fine. 15 armor class, no need to wear plate. I like it. Okay, the troll is kinda scary. I'm going to line past the troll. Oh, I had Grand Finale. Oh, but I wouldn't really have been able to use it anyway because I have 0 invocations. So yeah, no way that I could Grand Finale here. I'm gonna have to start training that soon. And probably soon means now, actually. Or should I? I mean, I guess I can get 8 invocations. It's not really that expensive for a Formicid. They have +2 aptitude for invocations for who knows what reason. And it is going to help me with the duration of the paralysis. Even getting 1 or 2 more turns of extra paralysis is going to be nice. I don't know if I can get that much, by the way, with only 8 invocations, but I figure that it's not going to be too terrible. It also will increase the amount of damage that I do with the Uskoyo abilities. If you're not training invocations as a worshipper of Uskoyo, like what even is the point of going Uskoyo in the first place, right? Okay, some pretty nice high quality loot there. Morning stars and battle axes. But no swords for me. Okay, there's probably a bee band here. 0 fear of the bees. This time, give me all of the bees. I have no issues with the bees because they are weak to poison. I'm using a poison weapon, and they're also weak to enemies with armor class. I am an enemy with armor class and an enemy with poison resistance. I have nothing to fear when it comes to bees. On the other hand, this two-headed ogre is pretty spooky. I do have to say that. I'm walking towards enemies. I was hoping for maybe something that would be easier to kill than Jax, so that I can line pass. Yeah, this looks good. I'm gonna line pass over here to get away of the two-headed ogre. I got a bit lucky, and the two-headed ogre didn't destroy me during the turns it had melee on me, so that was nice. Okay, the yaks are just like stopping there. They're not really moving forwards. Might as well take advantage of that and run away. Okay, okay. I got my 18 vocations super quick. Let's get some armor skill, but I only have a ring mail. Let's get armor skill. And I should really start thinking about what weapon I'm going to use. I think that the chances are good that I'm gonna be using. Oh, you know what? I don't want to go through all that maze. I can just dig through that. Um, I was thinking about using the longbow that I got, as I already said. It is very, very tempting. Mm, don't like it because I don't like ranged weapons as they are nowadays, but it is a good weapon. And like when you want to win crawl, you should use the good items that the game gives you. No need to artificially hinder yourself by not using the good items that the game has so graciously provided you with. I think that I have already seen enough of that level. Let's just leave, because the two-headed ogre is actually really, really spooky. Unlike Steam Dragons, however, Steam Dragons are a joke because I have 3 pips of fire resistance already. My armor class has also been going slowly but steadily up, which is nice. Gastronok is a very scary enemy to be in the receiving end of. I don't want to fight Gastronok, especially not with all the support that he has. Fortunately, he's really slow, so I can run away from him without really that much difficulty. Centaur Warrior could have been very scary if it had gotten a couple of nice rolls, or if I had gotten hit by an airstrike from Gastronok. Those airstrikes deal some big boy damage. This level seems very hostile, so I'm gonna go down. We find Rat Skin Cloak, and we also find a Bailey. That's gonna be cool. 8 armor. I'm gonna get. Do I have a kite shield available? I might have a kite shield. Okay, no kite shield yet. So I'm gonna get dodging. These guys should get a better dodging aptitude now that they are forced to go dexterity if they want to take care of their shields. Grand Finale becomes usable. Also, Stomp deals decent max up damage. With training invocations, yeah. Training invocations is just decent with Uskayo. And the more the game goes on, the more invocations you should get. You should absolutely not stop at 8. I think that 27 is a good spot for Uskayo invocations. You also get a nice little title. I think the title that you get is Rhythm of Life and Death, which is pretty neat. Anyway, 8 dodging is what we are gonna get. The more the game goes on, the more valuable that dodging is going to be. Okay, I don't like this. I wish I had. Oh yeah, teleport, but good luck teleporting as a Formicid, right? Yeah, we're starting to see the limitations of being a Formicid. I think that I might want to use a Potion of Might here, because these guys are kind of scary. Heavy Spear. Yeah, I don't need you to deal that much damage. Okay, that paralysis was super helpful. The rampaging also helped there. I managed to get a stab on the Orc Sergeant, or the Null Sergeant. That actually gives me a good idea. I should get 8 stealth, because if I'm already stabbing people, I might as well make those stabs better, right? By getting stealth. Stealth is also a decent defensive option. I'm not getting stealth to stealth staff people. Like, that's ridiculous. You should not do that if you want to win the game. But it is a decent defensive option, because checking your stealth 7 turns in a row by trying to walk all the way up to someone that is asleep to try to stab them is gonna end in failure much more frequently than just checking your stealth only once when you are walking away from something that you don't want to fight that just entered your line of sight. Mm, so yeah, Formicid doesn't really have issues with read identifying stuff, so I can. Oh wow, that was weird. Hmm. Um, yeah, Formicid doesn't find value in scrolls, or at least not that much value, because they don't get blinking, so I can just read identify everything, I think. Um, Anyway, I found it weird that I got tormented, and the torment also hit the river rat that just got summoned from the rat skin cloak. That was janky, in my opinion. It would be nice to find some magic mapping. That's not magic mapping. Mm, I have no idea what it is. It is in one of the few parts of the level that I have not found. This is unlucky. Hello, Lo-Fi. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I am trying to find the Bailey, which I do care about because it is a Bailey, very important. Enchanting the globes. Come on. No, no magic mapping. No magic mapping. Okay. Or unless I had already identified it. Um, yeah, I think that I already identified magic mapping. Well, that's a shame. It's still very distant, so I'm sure it's gonna be here. Um, oh, it's gone. That's painful. I needed that Bailey. Yep, here it is in the most well-hidden part of the level. The level was an open level. I checked literally every other spot except for the one that had the Bailey. Very disappointing. Sometimes it is like that. Whenever something like that happens, it's like it didn't generate in your game, which isn't really even that uncommon, so you shouldn't really care too much about it. At least that's my opinion. Okay, Ring of Willpower. We are going to say goodbye to the Ring of Strength because, yeah, it's not really doing anything, this Ring of Strength. We can drop it. Mm. Willpower is more important. Um, I do have to say that Formicid does not care about willpower as much as other things because they're in hate stasis, but that protects them from not most things, not everything, but a fair amount of things that do check your willpower that can be pretty scary. For example, paralysis. Yeah, paralysis is the most noticeable one. Hasted, slowed, berserk, paralyzed, or teleported. This is bad for escaping, but good for the purposes of not dying. So if you're in a position where you won't need to escape, the stasis that the Formicid gets makes it so that you are not gonna get roughed, which is super sweet. Okay, we confuse the two Helogre a bit. Uskoyo might be okay for the purposes of distraction stabbing because you do distract monsters when you do line pass. Hold on. Did I fully explore that level? I did not. Okay, yeah. Well, whatever. Snork. I wonder if the Snork's Troll Letter will be better than what I have. Probably not, actually. It's kind of hard to top a +5 ring mail with 3 pips of fire resistance. It's a pretty good weapon. I'm thinking about how I want to deal with this guy. And no, that's how I want to deal with this guy, by not dealing with it. It has Agony, and Agony is a really scary thing. Okay, I'm going for the staff here. And there we go, that went very well. We got 8 stealth. Time to go back to dodging, I suppose? Yeah, sure, let's get 8 dodging. I'm looking forward to finding... Did I stab the Scheduled Warrior? I did, but it didn't kill. Unlucky me. What? Oh, Grand Finale is not really usable yet. Maybe later. Line Pass. Sweet. Okay, I was flying too close to the sun, falling into my own, like failing to follow my own advice. Do not use stealth offensively because it's not really gonna go in your favor. Anyway, Scheduled Warriors means do not be in that level. So D11 is banned until I can, be a competent crawl character. D11 is not really something that we can do unless we have good damage output. Okay, Lure has Socklov plants, so this is gonna be annoying. Maybe a staff? Okay, I do not get a staff. Plants are not immune to poison, so I can get them poisoned a bit. There's only one Knocklove. That's generous of the game. Alrighty, let's go downstairs. Harold with a glaive of flaming. We should not really have that many issues killing Harold. There we go. Yeah, it was not bad. I have a ton of armor class. I'm a bit surprised at how much armor class I have. 22. Without the ring of protection, it would be 18, but it's still a very nice amount of armor class for such an early game character. Yeah, I really should start thinking about my weapon. I don't think that what I am doing right now is sustainable for much longer. By the end of, like, we're starting to see some real enemies, so the rapier is not gonna cut it anymore. Unless I start training it, is what I want to say. Yeah, like it is decent for now. The more the game goes on, the weaker it's gonna get. So I definitely don't wanna be stuck with the rapier. This is a pretty bad spot. Yeah, this is something that I am not a fan of. I'm thinking about how I want to deal with this. I can't go to the dispersal trap and just dispersal trap everyone. Yeah, because in case you don't know, that's something funny that you can do with Formicid. Yeah, the game will warn you. Are you sure you want to step there? But you cannot teleport, so like you're never gonna have any issues with that. Um, yeah, no one wants to be stuck with a rapier, or by a rapier, I guess as well. I'm gonna read fear here. Yeah, I need to. Oh, I cannot be slowed. Yeah, I was thinking this guy's gonna slow me, but no, being a Formicid, you do not get slowed by anything. You cannot ever be slowed, so it is nice. Definitely some upsides sometimes. There's some upsides to being a Formicid, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You know what? Maybe let's not go in with 50% HP. Might as well regen a bit. Yeah, how much skill do I need? 14. I'm gonna train to that only because I know that it's not all gonna go to waste. I will eventually cross train for a nicer weapon, for a bigger weapon, and it's gonna be nice. Okay, something funny about a Maimon is that he generates with an orange demon, which is weak to poison. I don't know why a Maimon has that. Yeah, Maimon doesn't have toxic radiance or anything. Oh, I guess he gets concentrate venoms, which works with enemies or allies of the spellcaster that have a poison attack, and the orange demon has a poison attack. I guess that explains it all. Okay, doing pretty well. I'll pick that up. Just because of the resistances. Ideally, I would never use it, because if I have to use it, it means that I am wielding that, and I have to hit with that because I am a melee character, no spells for me. If I was a spellcaster, I would love to wield it for a significant amount of the game, but that's not what this character is going to be. Definitely not. I'm looking forward to finding a ring of dexterity, by the way. I think that's gonna improve the character quite a bit as well. Evasion is going slowly but steadily up, and we are going to be ending with 20 evasion if we get lucky. Would be really, really nice. So yeah, we shall see how the game goes. So far, we have not really gotten any bad loot. There's no complaining there for me. I have all that I could possibly wish for when it comes to actually holding my own for now. but I am a bit worried about not being able to scale up for later in the game. Or I am actually kind of worried about the likelihood of me using a longbow, because I really don't want to use a longbow. I don't like them. Um, and I know that I am probably hindering myself a bit by not using it. I've already said it a couple of times. I think that if the game gives you good stuff, it is probably for the best if you actually use the good stuff. But I don't like this good stuff. I wish it wasn't like it is now. I wish it was how it used to be with ammunition, but without getting destroyed by you using a shield. Yeah. And armor. That is also a big deal. You know what? I have remembered the thing about the armor. We're not gonna be using the longbow because of the armor thing. The armor thing is the thing that I really dislike about launchers. Okay, snapping turtle. I can kill it. Gonna poke it and poke it a bit, and then I'm gonna walk away. It is poison, so it's just gonna die to the poison. There we go. Okay, alert 3. Really good. Really, really good. About to hit min delay on the rapier. Rapiers have a special case where the min delay is 0.5. So I'm already attacking really fast, even with the buckler penalty, which is barely existent. It is not really an issue. Just as these steam dragons are not really an issue. I have 3 pips of the resistance. The acid dragon is a bit more worrisome, but I'm still powerful enough to kill it, as you can see. Lots of steam dragons. The only thing that I am worried about are acid dragons. Well, maybe rime drakes as well. Those do have they have cold attacks, and I don't have that resistance yet. Scarf of Repulsion. What's better between Scarf of Repulsion and Rat Skin Cloak? I'm gonna carry the scarf because I'm pretty sure that I will eventually put it on for example, what is this place called? Bolts. Yeah, for bolts, the thing is gonna be pretty good. It's pretty useful. Scarf of Repulsion. Okay, our clubs are very strong. I have already seen what's in here. I guess oh, there's an Arbalest. Oh, there's a Randall Ringmail. Another Randall Ringmail. I do want to check that out. Come on, get extremely poisoned. Okay, that should be enough to kill it. Okay, and it was. And the Ringmail is good. I will carry that because I will eventually need the resistance to electricity. Okay, we didn't find the Bailey, unfortunately, but we do manage to find the gauntlet with the assistance of a scroll of magic mapping. Here's hoping that I can deal with the Minotaur without really that many complications, fingers crossed. What do we train now? I think that I'm gonna go for 12 dodging. I am not wearing very, very heavy armor, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to be training armor right now. And I am not really incentivized to switch to wearing heavier armor like plate. So that's why I'm not training for it, nor anything. Yeah, I'm not too excited. But if I get in here and I find enchanted plate or something along those lines, something that actually stands a chance versus what I'm currently using, then I would absolutely instantly start training armor again. I want the Randart, of course. I want the Randart. So for the Randart, I would have to fight ugly things and this thing, which can be kind of scary. Because you can be confused when you are a Formicid. I wish you were also immune to confusion. That's not how it works. The bee is gonna be free. This is also not gonna be an issue. Raiju, Steam Dragon, I just got resistance to electricity for that. Yeah, I'm not really afraid of the bees even while Berserk. Look at that. Super easy to deal with. Ring of Dexterity. Let's put it on. Yeah, let's try this. 18, 16. It's not that great. I think that I prefer the 22, 14 that I had before. Um, okay, going back to my ring mail with the other good stuff. Alrighty, last but not least, one ugly thing and a glowing orange brain. Nothing really terrible. Um, yeah, got a bit unlucky here because this guy managed to 24% chance to paralyze me. I have willpower, so it's not really something that I am expecting to happen. Um, okay, we get the paralysis and they die, so let's see. It's not terrible. It is definitely worth using. Not right now, but I know that I'm gonna like it later when I need the resistance to corrosion. So I'm gonna carry it in my inventory. I'm gonna be walking out of here very satisfied. Now, does the Minotaur see invisible? The answer is no, because it's just a very classic way of dealing with the Minotaur. Go invisible and then stab it or do whatever. Um, okay, let's try to stab the Minotaur. We're getting some stabs, and there we go. The Minotaur had a decent sling, silver jabs, which I guess I'm gonna carry. They're not really gonna do a lot for me. I might not even use them, but I'm gonna carry them. Not interested in any of those things. Not interested in this. Not interested in this. Let's get out of here. Um, we are going to drop this into the floor. And this as well, because fortunately we don't need that anymore. Um, I guess we can drop the silver jabs. Not sure that I'm gonna be using them. Um, okay, let's see what this is. I was hoping for acquirement, since it's a lone scroll in Lure, maybe it would be acquirement, but it wasn't really the case. It was immolation. Hydra. Okay, let's see if we can get a staff. We, of course, do not get a staff. You know what? Maybe we want to put on protection instead of willpower. Like, why am I using willpower here? This is not really a place well known for hexers. So I can afford to not use willpower here. The more the game goes on, the more likely that I will actually want to use willpower. Of course. Willpower is such an important property to have. Okay, we didn't really get anything there. It's not really an issue. Okay, I do have to say that it is pretty funny being a stabber and just running around stabbing everything and everyone as long as you can. It is something that appears to be really strong, but it does get pretty frustrating once you get to the point in the game where you cannot really do it anymore. That's why I don't really like stabbing. I will never really forgive stabbing for appearing to be such a noob trap, at least in my noob perception so many years ago. I feel like I have to tell the story. I'm just going to tell the story every time I play a stabbing character, which is not going to be a very frequent occurrence. I won Deep Dwarf Earth Elementalist as my first one character ever. And then I won that same character as a 15 runer. And then I was like, okay, I played Deep Dwarf Earth Elementalist, and I got Shatter, and it was fun. I even got 15 runes. Now let's do something else. And I asked the community for recommendations, and I was told Spriggan Enchanter is pretty easy for newer players. And I have to say that I strongly disagree with that assessment right now, up to this day, because of my personal experience with that so many years ago as a new player who tried to play Spriggan Enchanter. Not that it is too difficult, but it does require you to do something that new players are not going to know to do, which is you at some point have to abandon the plan of stabbing. You should not commit to stabbing because it's not really going to go well for you. So you should get alternative ways to get rid of things. Um, by the way. League of Terraria, was that your name? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it a lot. I definitely appreciate the support. You might also want to follow my YouTube if you like what you're seeing. Yeah, I do a lot of non gameplay content on YouTube where I just talk about the game. In crawl or in Twitch, I play the game and I talk about the things that the character has to deal with, but I also expand on it by making YouTube videos where I explain my logic and reasoning behind certain things. So yeah, anyway, this is a Formicid fighter of Uskoyo, and it's gonna go full dexterity, no strength, never strength. Okay, there we go. That was really nice. Things were getting kind of sketchy there, but then I got the paralysis and I just staffed the Guardian Servant, which, yeah, cannot really pose a lot of threat if you're not alive, huh? Um, okay, so far we didn't get anything from there. I'm starting to get slightly worried about my character's weaponry, even though I'm wearing or wielding a high-level rapier. We have this Laja tank here. Am I going to do it Laja tank again? I feel like I always go Laja tank when I'm playing a Formicid. I want a Swords Formicid for once. I've already won for Swords Formicid before. I know that it is really good. Um, but I feel like I do Laja tank Formicid way more, which is weird because Laja tanks are much rarer than Great Swords, for example. Um, yeah, when it comes to long blades, we have falchions, long swords, and scimitars, so nothing too appealing, unfortunately. But we still have yet to see the parts of the game where I am actually likely to get a sword. Um, Let's go back to the dungeon. I think that I'm still not gonna deal with those skeletal warriors because they're too strong. Skeletal warriors are an absurd type of enemy if you don't have crazy damage output. And I don't have crazy damage output, especially not versus monsters that are completely immune to venom. I would even go as far as to say that the bulk of my damage output is the venom brand in this rapier. And the staffs. And yeah, getting to the staff when you're not dealing damage is almost impossible. In case you don't know, the way that Uskoyo works is that it scales with the amount of damage that you deal during fights. So if you're dealing a lot of damage during fights, you're getting Uskoyo Piety really, really quickly. I don't think it works with staffs because I just staffed the Cyclops and I didn't even get 2 pips of Piety. Okay, I can deal with a 2-head ogre now. I am not that strong, but I am also not weak enough to not be able to deal with one of these guys. Still do not want to deal with the Skeletal Warrior. Where's the downstairs? I have seen so much of the level, open level by the way, and still no downstairs. Okay, gonna hog the edge of the level. Hopefully that will minimize my chance of running into the Skeletal Warriors. And there we go. Okay, we can skip the level. I am not interested one bit in taking on Skeletal Warriors. Ooh, victory. I kinda wanna carry it just because it's the first time that I've seen it. Ancient artifact of Okawaru, these wooden ropes were lost when a former champion failed a duel. Its enchantments increase in power when the wearer emerged victorious from threatening combat, but resorting to use scrolls of potions for assistance causes them to fade away again. When the wearer kills a threatening monster, it has a chance to gain 1 armor class, 1 slaying, and 1 intelligence, capping at +7. When the wearer uses a scroll or potion with a hostile monster inside, its bonuses reset to +0. On equipping, it also resets its bonuses to +0. 7 slaying seems great. I am very interested in this. I think that I'm gonna equip it just because I've never used it, and yeah, it's not terrible. I don't have a lot of armor skill, and I do have a decent amount of dodging, so why not make use of the thing that is good when you have dodging. I don't need the poison resistance as well, because I have it also from the rat skin cloak. So yeah, now I have to face in combat strong enemies. The Toga Victory glows. Okay. Dexterity, of course. So what did it get now? +1. Okay, so you just get everything. One enchantment, one intelligence, and one slaying whenever you kill a dangerous enemy. It's pretty neat. I wish I had found that before going into Lure, because in Lure there's a decent amount of enemies that fit those criteria that are not actually really scary for me. But in the dungeon we are gonna see a few of those. I wonder if it might be a decent idea to wait until those guys had stacked up into something that appeared more dangerous for the purposes of Okawaru. Mm. Okay, I wonder what's the chance to get it enchanted, because I've killed a fair, or well, I guess it's not really that much of a fair amount, but a few dangerous enemies, and it's not really gotten much more enchanted. Okay, it's a D13 ice cave. This is fine. It's not a hard ice cave. Hard ice caves are only D14 and D15. D13 is perfectly reasonable. Okay, we can equip this Ring of Evasion instead of the Ring of Dexterity just for a bit, because it's gonna give me more protection. Rupert. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that. I think that unfortunately Rupert is just gonna immediately open the door. No? Okay, okay. Good to see that. Very lucky. Let's continue. I would like to find the ice cave. I don't think that I have magic mapping. No, I don't. I'm probably carrying acquirement. I should check for that. That's the entrance to vaults. We don't need to go there yet. As Josephine. Josephine is gonna die. The raids cannot slow me, so they all die as well. Opening a door into Josephine would be scary for almost any other character. For this character, however, not so much. Fortunately, I am blessed with the immunity to slow. I mean, playing a Formicid must needed to have some kind of advantage. Or some reason to be compelling other than the challenge. Yeah, I like Formicids personally. I think that they're a really good species. Scary, but good. Can get pretty punishing if you make some serious mistakes. Also, the kind of consumables that you get as a Formicid, like the consumables that you get access to when it comes to saving yourself are a bit less high quality than the ones you would get normally. You know what? I don't even need to deal with those guys. I can just do this. And then be next to this guy. But there we go. Yep. Who needs to go through the ice statues when I can just do this? I didn't even need to do that, right? Because there was the cloud generator right there. It should be fine. It really should be fine. Okay, the Reaper is scary. I have always almost gotten killed by the Reaper in this place. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Big damage because I don't have the resistance. The Reaper might be a serious issue. I do not have potions of 3. That's crazy. Yeah, I actually don't have potions of 3. Well, so unfortunately, the Reaper Ice Cave is really good when it comes to loot in occasion. It's very sketchy. Sometimes you get like 3 items at most, and they're really strong items. And sometimes they are not worth it for your character, but I think that this character can get Crystal Plate or a Triple Sword or a Kite Shield or a Tower Shield. Those are all things that I've seen generate in that vault that is being guarded by the Reaper. I want those things. It unfortunately can see invisible, so killing it might be very difficult, especially considering my current HP. I don't think... Oh, I got +3 with the Toga Victory. I want to use a consumable, but it will reset. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die if I don't do something about this. This is pretty nasty. Okay, I am tempted to line pass here for the confusion. There we go. And maybe I can get a staff as well. I got a staff. Didn't really get a staff here. Line pass again. I cannot line pass over here? Come on. What's up with that? I cannot walk through walls. What if I... Okay, let's try this. I am curious. What if I turn on dig and then use line pass into the wall? It still doesn't let me because apparently I cannot walk through walls even though I'm a Formicid and I can actually walk through walls. That's a very funny thing how the game works sometimes. Anyway, those guys were really scary. I'm glad that I didn't die to them. Now sneaking past the Reaper is gonna be the difficult part. You know, the song says don't fear the Reaper, but I feel like you do have to fear the Reaper, which, by the way, is that monster over there. I'm almost 100% sure that it is that monster. Be very quiet. I'm trying to sneak past the Reaper. Do fear the Reaper. I don't know how we're gonna deal with this. This is annoying. Yeah, the worst part about this is that for some reason the cloud generator also hits my own corridor. Um, if that's the Reaper, okay, that's not the Reaper. Yes, I know that awaits me because you're chasing after me. Okay, if I had teleport, teleport would make this so much easier than it is right now. Hold on, I have an idea. The buffs from the Toga do not reset if I use a consumable when monsters are not seeing me, so I might as well use Might now. And hope for the best, I suppose. I can still use potions, or once I get corrosion, very lucky. No more potions. No more potions, no scrolls. I might have to use a scroll summoning, however. I think that I don't really care too much about the enchantment and the slaying. I think that killing the Reaper is more important. Yeah, I don't care. The Toga victory stops glowing. Yep, I know. It's perfectly fine. Didn't really get a lot of stuff here. If these guys manage to do something to the Reaper, it's gonna be miraculous. So yeah, I don't trust them on being able to do anything to the Reaper, so I'm not even gonna bother trying. Ouch, that's actually super nasty. Okay, I am going to use a potion of resistance now because this is getting really sketchy. It's gonna prevent a little bit of damage, definitely not enough. Okay, we get for our trouble a tower shield of cold resistance, which is what I was hoping to see, a scimitar of freezing, which is also not terrible, and brass ring. It's not even an artifact. Man, this vault makes me sad. The loot that we got is not terrible. It's not unusable. It is not great. Okay, I don't think the Reaper is giant. I don't think that it is incorporeal either. So maybe we can net the Reaper. Um, okay, and then we can use heal wounds, and then heal wounds again. Yeah, kind of drastic, but I have to do it. I will turn on shields now, because we're going to be using that tower shield 100% of the time. I wish I had another weapon to hit the Reaper with, or slaying, more than what I have anyway. I bet it's going to kill me. Yes, I would be extremely pleasantly surprised if I manage to beat it. Oh, come on, it hit me. This is horrendous. I hate this. Yeah, the worst part about this is that it has first strike because it has its pole arm. So I need to get lucky with it not hitting me, and then I need to get lucky with it not hitting me, and then I need to hit it, and etc. etc. It's just gonna be horrendous. I'm gonna read another scroll summoning because I really need to kill this Reaper. Pretty scary. I didn't want to be next to this guy. Let's see. This guy says it deals 30 extra twice. Yep, you do not want to be in the receiving end of that. Just as you don't want to be in the receiving end of the Reaper, which, by the way, I somehow poisoned with the Rapier. I know that it is not immune, but it's still a very surprising thing for me to actually have that happen. Okay, I got it. I got the Reaper. And I got a Ring of Cold Resistance too. I'm gonna equip it. Um, if you ever wonder why the Reaper is never killed here, it's because it generates with gear that gives it 3 pips of cold resistance. It used to be that the Reaper here died, like every time. You just went in here and you eventually found the scythe in the floor, and you were like, okay, that's weird, must be part of the vault or something. But no, it's a Reaper that just died to the clouds, but not anymore. Now they actually survive to be extremely dangerous and hostile and annoying. We don't want the Ring of Ice, but we do want this Scimitar Freezing. Man, it's a lousy reward. The Tower Shield is not. I have to clarify. The Tower Shield is astonishing, incredible, very exciting thing to have received. I am very happy about having access to such an item. But the scimitar is barely better than things that are already laying on the floor for me, so it doesn't really do a lot. It's not exciting at all. And the ring of ice, it's worthless. It's better. The ring of cold resistance is more of an interesting thing. Okay, having a little bit of cold resistance to deal with these guys now is at least better. We also found a buckler of cold resistance, very useful. Should have gone through the statues with a potion of invisibility. That was the way to go. I guess I'll carry this. It's probably the best thing that we got here, this Arbalest of Freezing. I'm not gonna use it, but I'm gonna drop it here. Um, yeah, maybe if I wanna reclass into launchers, which I don't really see happening, I would like to have that as an option. So might as well not discard options for yourself. That's what I think. I wanna wear the tower shield. I'm gonna wear the tower shield. It kinda messes with my evasion. It's not terrible. It is noticeable. Let's also equip the Ring of Evasion again instead of the Ring of Cold Resistance. I think we can drop the Ring of Cold Resistance because I have Cold Resistance from either the Buckler or the Tower Shield. Ah, we found a Scimitar of Flaming. Okay, that would have been useful for the Ice Cave, for the Reaper. We still do not want to do this bolt. That's the entrance to bolts, and I don't think that I'm powerful enough to be able to do that without any worries just yet. Okay, that went well. Did I get enchantment for the toga? I didn't, and I was even fighting as a large slime creature precisely because of that. I think you're guaranteed to get enchantment if you kill an extremely dangerous monster, however, because it did get enchantment when I killed the Reaper. And it would be very flavorful that it worked like that. It would make a lot of sense. Okay, Rupert can confuse, which is scary. Oh, I am immune to confusion and paralysis. Why am I immune to confusion? Oh, the Toga victory has clarity. Okay, that clarity is there for the sole reason of not destroying the player the moment that they get a confusion enemy on the screen. That's the only reason why that's in there. In my opinion, it should also have poison resistance, so you don't really feel the need to use potions of curing. But maybe that would be making it a bit too strong. I think this is the first fight that I get into since I equipped the tower shield. Hope that it doesn't end in disaster for me. Your stasis prevents you from being paralyzed. Okay, I'm gonna retreat a bit. I want Rupert to go berserk. Well, I don't really want Rupert to go berserk, but I want to. Oh, this is scary. The Earth Elemental is gonna hurt. Okay, it didn't hurt as much as I thought it was gonna hurt. Rupert also hit me a bit. Once again, I avoid being paralyzed because I'm a Formicid. You feel momentarily confused. So yeah, Rupert. If Rupert had not, or if I was not a Formicid, I would have gotten absolutely nuked by Rupert. Yeah, I wouldn't even take the fight in the first place. Okay, there we go. Rupert goes Cirque. Reapply the slow because monsters cheat, and whenever they berserk they lose a slow. It would be nice if players also were like that. I think it wouldn't really be a terrible thing for the game. It wouldn't make berserk too overpowered or anything. You might even say, oh, but Trog characters, but to that I say berserk costs piety now, so it wouldn't be too strong in my opinion, at least. Yeah. Okay, I'm a bit surprised about how well that went. Let's go do Orc now. I wonder at which point I'm gonna take off the Toga Victory. It's a robe, so it's not really providing me with a lot of protection. It is obviously designed as an item that you will eventually want to take off, eventually. Probably when you want to, or when you use a consumable. After a fight where you use a consumable, precisely because you're using a toga, you're probably gonna be like, okay, that kinda sucked. Let's actually switch to real armor now. I'm a bit surprised. This is going really well, even though I have the tower shield equipped. I don't really have horrendous attack speed issues. Well, it is giving me +3 attack delay, actually. So you could say that it is giving me horrendous attack speed issues. But it's not that noticeable thanks to the fact that it is still a +8 rapier. If it was not that, it would be much worse. Okay, goodbye. Orc Warlord, the Toga Victory shines, and it's now +3, if I understand this correctly. Yep. Pretty useful item for my character right now because of the slaying, more than anything. I obviously do not care too much about the intelligence. The slaying and the enchantment is gonna be nice, however. We can buy this. I can buy the Potion of 3 because I don't have any of those. I guess I can also buy these. And Ambrosia, because why not? Maybe I shouldn't buy so much stuff before checking the Orc 2 shops, but I have 1600 gold, so it should be fine. I don't like how that's looking. Yeah. Orc endings can be pretty difficult and sketchy for a Formicid. Yeah, it can be pretty bad when you do not get a chance to teleport or blink away. If you get stuck in a fight like this with 17 Orc Priests on the screen, yeah, that's not good. But fortunately, I do have the very powerful kill hole ability, so I am just gonna use my ability to make a kill hole and then shout like crazy, wait for things to get over here, and they're not really that scary when it's not 17 priests in the screen at the same time. When it's only one, everything's fine. Okay. Okay, the Toga Victory got an enchantment, so now it's +4. My armor class is going up to a decent amount again. It is something that I can definitely appreciate. I like how it gains enchantment randomly whenever you kill a monster. I wonder how does it work? Because if it's +0, in order to go to +1, in my opinion, it should just be the first time you kill a scary monster, you should go to +1. And then the more enchanted it is, the more difficult it should be, just like with Wormbane. I think that's a good way to do it, instead of just having it be random, whether it is at +0 or +7. Get over here. My Uscoyo piety is going down. Yep. Okay. Well, there were a lot of priests, but it wasn't really that bad. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna use that. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna use that. That's super nice. ×2. Yeah, I won the game. This orc won me the game. That's my endgame weapon, and that's my endgame amulet, and I still have not seen the rest of the shops. Look at that. Randard Lajatang, but who cares? I have a +8 greatsword here and the Amulet of Vitality. Like, that's the thing that I'm gonna buy right now. I think that we can go back to Longblades. I am going to get 20, which is min delay for the greatsword. And the moment that I have the money, I'm gonna come back for the greatsword. And I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna equip it, and I'm gonna start hitting things with it. And it's gonna be nice. I promise that. It's gonna be nice indeed. Yep, I think that the character got a crazy power spike from that. Double regen is obviously better than only one source of regen. The mana regen is not that much of an appeal for this character. It really doesn't do a lot. Okay. I cannot fly, so I'm just gonna leave them alone. Okay, we can leave now. Yeah, that was such a big deal. I'm very close to the Great Sword too. The moment that I get it, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna equip it, and I will most likely downgrade to the Buckler. But it should be okay. It's only gonna be a temporary downgrade. Eventually, I should be perfectly fine going back to what I had before. Okay, we want the Ring of Evasion over the Ring of Dexterity for now. But only for now. Later on, it's gonna be okay for me to wear Dexterity, I think. Well, I guess it depends on defenses and stuff, resistances. I might want to wear some resistance ring instead of a ring of Dexterity. Mm. Yeah, anyway. Back to the dungeon we go. I'm still not powerful enough to deal with deal with that bolt. The Toga victory is at +6. It is pretty nice. Wow. If I had gone staves, that would be it. I am not gonna gamble with that because Agnes can be very sketchy. So especially Agnes with Vamp, it can be difficult to hit her and deal damage to her, and then she can just heal it all off in one lucky hit. I don't have to deal with that kind of negativity, you know. Might as well go elsewhere. Okay, Kirky can't pick for me. I am not immune to pick form, and it's a 45% chance to happen, so might as well give myself a little bit of a chance to not get destroyed. Still doesn't do a lot, unfortunately. I can just run away. Kirky is not gonna die to the poison. Running away in a very sketchy way, by the way. I shouldn't have gone in that direction, but I can go upstairs. Yep, got porked. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. Are you guys paralyzed? Oh, you are. Human cannot move out of your way. Well, it would be a very chaotic thing to kill them. I'm not a particularly chaotic being, so I'm not gonna kill them. But the temptation to stab them is surely there, especially for this one, because I want to go over there and it's. Yeah, okay, it didn't last for very long. Yeah, it's just a matter of exercising a little bit of patience, right? Uh, Better than just killing random innocent bystanders. Let's see what we get here. Vampiric Great Maze. That was so close to greatness. If it had been a great sword, it would have been truly great. But as a great mace, it is not for me. Though it is a very decent weapon, I do have to say that. This one should turn into Hellhawk. Yeah, and they should have Damnation Burst. Or no, Hellhawks get Sticky Flame or something, right? Well, they should get Damnation Burst. Oh, look at that, finally acquirement. Really read with monsters near the while burning the +3 Toga victory. +3. +3. Wasn't it +6? It was +6 earlier. Or did I read? Oh, that sucks. I know what happened. Kirky reset the Toga when I got pig formed. Wow, that's pretty jank. Yeah, that's pretty jank. I don't agree with that. I think that the Toga should retain its enchantment if you get pig formed. Oh, by the way, that was scary. That was pretty risky. I shouldn't have done that. Um, I am glad that I didn't get vanished there. I do have a little bit of stealth, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it would have been bad. Um, Okay, that's some damage. You know what? Let's put on some resistance to fire. Transformations aren't potions or scrolls. Yeah, but I guess it counts as unequipping the thing, which is the like when you unequip the toga, it goes back to +0. So I bet it counts like as that. Okay, that cloak is good. I will wear that cloak. Yeah, I will acquire that cloak and I will wear it. I don't need the money because I have enough money to buy my sword. Um, so put on this. Goodbye rat skin cloak. Goodbye poison resistance temporarily. We can drop this, knowing for sure that I'm not gonna use it. And let me go buy my sword of infinite pain. A very flavorful name, I have to say. I love it. Two-head ogre is a joke. If reach should also be a joke. Yeah, there we go. I think that I want to go back to my ring of evasion. At least for now. Eventually I'll want to have fire resistance. Give me my sword. I have exactly the same the amount of money necessary to buy my great sword. And it really is a great sword. It's at 1.3 delay, 1.4? No, 1.2, 1.3. Okay. If I take off my tower shield and I replace it with a buckler, I gain evasion and I gain attack speed. Sometimes it's 1.2, 1.1, 1.0. I think it's risky, but it's just gonna deal so much damage. I'm not gonna do it yet, but I will do it for sure, 100%. Yeah, for now, the loadout that I've been running around with seems to be doing the job quite well. I definitely don't have complaints of the damage output of the rapier so far, but I know that it is unavoidable. It's eventually gonna fall off. When that happens, that's when I will equip the greatsword, at which point, ideally, I would already have it under 1.0 delay with the tower shield, and I would be able to, press tab without exploding. Taking actions at more than 1.0 delay is such a bad thing in this game. You don't really notice it until you use something like a heavy weapon. Heavy weapons, even at min delay, it's 1.0 attack delay, and it's so bad. Okay, we get some staffs. There we go, pretty nice. Might as well get a little bit of invocations as well in the future. I really am looking forward to getting a little bit of extra invocations. How's my toga looking? +5. The slaying probably is also helping a bit, not gonna lie here. I'm scared of the ogre mage. Play it safe with the ogre mage. There we go. I feel like I'm shredding monsters super badly. And yeah, like that feeling will carry over to when I equip my heavier weapon. I'm looking forward to that. Very scary, this thing. 27 extra electric. The cyan ugly things for some reason are not the most powerful ones. They're still scary, but they're not the scariest. The scariest are the white ones. Those ones absolutely suck. Okay, miasma, but no slow. I do get poisoned, however. Okay, the spiders are just gonna die to the miasma, I'm pretty sure. I got big poison. Retreating outside of line of sight of something to drink to not reset the toga. Wow, that sucks. Needs to kill this guy right now. This glowing orange brain. It's extremely poisoned. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was pretty spooky for a second. Especially being a Formicid. I think that most other characters would have just teleported in that position, but as a Formicid, I don't really get access to that. And I have a fully enchanted Toga Victory. I assume that, yeah, as I already said, when I have to drink a scroll or read a potion, I was gonna say, but the accurate thing. When I want to drink a potion or read a scroll, that's the moment when I'm gonna take it off. It's gonna happen eventually, probably very soon too, because I'm done with Lur and I'm done with D15 and Orc. I guess I can go back and face my fears in the form of the Skeletal Warriors. Um, yeah, I can do that now. Thinking about how I'm going to do this. Probably equip Rat Skin, give myself as much armor class as possible because I'm about to go into the buckler. 1.0, 1.1. Nah, it's not the greatest, but it's gonna have to. It's gonna have to do for the Skeletal Warriors. The Jacks are gonna die to it, like for sure. No, no worries when it comes to the Jacks. Skeletal Warriors, on the other hand, wanna fight one of them at a time if possible. Yeah, they're pretty scary foes. Pretty difficult to kill. Up to the point where this +8 greatsword is like I am beating them, but I'm not decisively beating them. Like I am. They're tanking hits pretty well. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's not like they just explode whenever I point the greatsword at them. All right, that went fine. I still do not want to be using this loadout just yet. I will go back to the buckler and oh, I already had the buckler. No, I was gonna go back to the tower shield and the other weapon. And we can drop this scimitar freezing and the scimitar flaming. If we have issues with hydras, we have the rapier for that. Let's go do a lair branch. This is gonna suck. I am not a fan of this part of the game. This is gonna be miserable, but it is just how it is. Sometimes you gotta do the thing. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I have. We have Shoals and Snake. Oh, okay, let's go to Snake. Yeah, and by let's go to Snake, I mean let's get killed by some random Naga warrior that's constricting me and mighty and just decided to hit me for 60 because I'm wearing a robe. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so far so good because no Naga warriors or Naga sharpshooters have been sighted, but there's one. Okay. Surprisingly easy to kill. I would like to attribute that to the fact that I have 7 slaying. At the end of the day, 7 slaying is quite a lot of slaying. Especially when you're attacking with something relatively fast like this rapier. Not as fast as I would like it to be because it is getting absolutely nuked by the tower shield. It is still pretty respectable, however. Found Fire Dragon scales. I could use those. I don't really want to use them, but I could use those. Yeah, I gotta search for great swords again. We have seen a lot of great maces, but the only great sword is the one that I have in my inventory. Even though my current sword, well, my current great sword is a pretty decent item, I would like to have another one for Sot specifically. Because it has Draining Brand. Draining Brand is not gonna help me kill Orbs of Fire. However, since I'm gonna be going Dexterity, it might not be a big issue that I am mentioning. Oh, I messed up. I didn't have to dig in this direction. I'm gonna have to drain myself a bit more then. A lot more. Yeah. It's a lot of drain that I didn't have to take. Very annoying. Okay, I have Grand Finale. I haven't used Grand Finale yet, but I obviously can use it. And I am going to use it versus this guy. You blow up the Naga Sharpshooter. Not bad at all. I'm taking a bit of damage. Oh, wait, I don't have poison resistance. I am going to get poison resistance, I think. It's a shame. I don't have great aptitudes. It's all zeros and plus ones with the very rare +3 shields stat. That one I appreciate. Well, and stealth too, but who cares about stealth? So it is kind of a shame that I have not been able to train evocations. Evocations would be nice here. Anyway, let's wear Rat Skin Cloak. Mm. I like how the game warns you about wanting to use consumables when you have the toga equipped, um, because otherwise it would be an easy way to lose the enchantments in a moment of lack of concentration in something that is kind of annoying that you have to concentrate on. Yeah, I like how Crawl does it. So as much criticism as I have of Crawl, because of personal enjoyment reasons, I suppose, is a way to put it. I definitely can appreciate the quality of life features that the game has that other games do not have. Um, yeah, it's pretty annoying when you typo into something and you don't want to actually do, and the game does it, and it is like a critical thing, and you end up dying because of that. It can be pretty annoying. Mm. I am currently in possession of a tin of tremor stones. We are not really gonna be using it a lot, I assume, because I don't have any training of evocations. But maybe eventually I'll. Eventually, being right now, why am I training long blades if I cannot even equip it? I am much better with the rapier and the tower shield. Oh, it finally happened. Was it distortion? It was distortion. Okay, that's kind of a shame. I do have stealth, so it shouldn't be terrible. But yeah, it's kind of really annoying. Let's hope that I don't end up dying here. I have pretty good resistances, so I'm gonna hope that I do not end up dying. Do I not get sick? Or was I just attacking it too fast? No, no, I was just attacking it too fast. I think I was on the brink of getting sick from it. Yeah, tentacle star spawns are extremely dangerous, but they're not really that dangerous. Yeah, I personally don't really think of them as that deadly. I'm gonna get 12 evocations. It's a bit more than what I normally get, but I also do not normally have +1 evocations, so sure. Draconian Monk is terrifying. Can I dig? I cannot shaft self. Okay. Draconian Monk is terrifying. I don't want to fight that. Or ideally, I would paralyze it, but if it hits me, it's gonna hit me really hard. 35, 20, 15, and 15. It's a lot of attacks, a lot of evasion, lots of HP too. I have Grand Finale, it's at 93%. Obviously, cannot do it. 86. I think that at this rate, it might be faster for me to just have it down. I got lucky. It's an endgame enemy after all. I have had characters, literal endgame characters, that have such a hard time dealing with a single Draconian Monk because of the evasion and because of the damage output that it has. But this one, in experience level 17, was able to deal with the Draconian Monk. Okay, we have another very serious challenge here in this form of this Executioner. Very scary enemy to be fighting against. I think that I'm gonna equip a Ring of Dexterity here instead of the Ring of Fire Resistance. Yeah, it's gonna give me a little bit of the evasion of shield at the cost of getting corroded, unlucky. Yeah, the Executioner is really difficult to deal with for my character. It is kinda the counter to my character. Executioners thrive on dealing with characters with low armor class and high evasion because they attack so much that it's eventually gonna hit you a couple of times. But normally its damage output is so low, with its best attack being 30, that you're not really gonna have any issues with an Executioner if you have a big amount of HP, or armor class rather, which I of course do not in this occasion. I can line pass, maybe. Confuse the Executioner. With a bit of luck, that happens. With a bit of luck, that happens. Okay. And unfortunately, there's another one. Yeah, 2 executioners in this Abyss 2 Vault is probably a bit too much. I don't necessarily agree with that and an angel. Oh, look at that, it's pain bonded. So is it just dying because what happened there? Did I like Giga nuke something with a stab or something? No idea. Anyway, the executioner is almost dead. I think that if I go for stomp, it dies. It didn't die from stomp. That's crazy. I'm gonna go for line pass. Confuse the angel. Stab the executioner. All right. Okay, gateway leading out appears. Get me out of here. Oh, the angel followed me. That's so rude. Um, this is difficult. I can fear the angel doesn't have it doesn't have a shield because it's not a Deva, so it's doable. I'm gonna use Tin of Tremor Stones. Tin of Tremor Stones kills the guy that vanished me earlier. Um, just throw a 5-rune run by forgetting about cancellation potions after you clear the path to the Orb. You feel oddly relaxed after such a boneheaded misplay. That's an interesting feeling. Um, in crawl, I don't generally feel bad with myself whenever I die in crawl. At least not nowadays. Unless there's something that I really know that I could have done that would have 100% saved me. More often than not, I just feel disappointed at the game. but but yeah, whenever like I have blinking and I just forgot to blink for some reason or something along those lines, that's when I feel disappointed with myself, not disappointed at the game. When I die to indeed to another, that's when I feel disappointed at the game. It's one of the worst feelings of the game. If I was in charge of crawl development, that kind of thing shouldn't have or wouldn't ever happen. Crawl would be much more like Rift Wizard if I was in charge of development. Um, but then again, I don't know anything about game development myself. All that I know is from experiencing games. I haven't really ever made a game myself, nor do I think that I will ever make a video game. It requires a lot of skills that I am not particularly interested in exercising myself. The the programming aspect is just a small amount of it. There's also like the graphical aspect and stuff. And well, all that I have to tell you is that I play crawl on console. So so yeah, I guess that's all that you need to know about that. If you were in charge, Knolls wouldn't be able to spawn with halberds until after D4. Yeah, funny thing that you mentioned that. I wonder if you know, but Knolls used to spawn with halberds on D1. D1 halberd Knoll is the name of an account that someone had in order to protest that in a tournament, and then it got changed, and now Knolls can spawn with halberds on D2. But it's still pretty janky. Anyway, I don't want to be banished again, so I'm gonna put on my Ring of Willpower, and hopefully that will make it so that Luis does not ruin my day. Evocations is looking pretty good, and I did already use it a bit once I got out of the Abyss. Funny thing that I went into the Abyss with 0 Evocations skill, and I got out with more than enough to kill the guys that banished me in the first place. Bashnia. That's really scary. I don't want to have anything to do with Bashnia. Precisely because of that. Okay. I'm gonna read Fear. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't do anything. Okay, I'm gonna read Fear again. Bashnia is fleeing. I am not gonna fight that. At least not in that spot. I can kill Bashnia. I'm pretty sure. Oh man. It's hard to be confident when Bashnia goes and does something like that. Like I really do think that I can beat Bashnia, but I need to get Bashnia to not get a lucky hit. Also, I need to get rid of the Toga because, as I did say, I was going to eventually get hit pretty hard, and I was gonna have to use a consumable because I'm using a Toga, and now I have to replace it with something else that is not a Toga. So goodbye slaying, goodbye. Yeah, goodbye slaying is pretty much it. I don't really care about the intelligence that we lost because we're not really casting spells. We go back to the ring mail. What do we have when it comes to armor? When it comes to armor, we don't have anything better than what I have. We have unbranded plate. Yeah, who cares about plate? Especially when it is unbranded. Mm, looking forward to finding good body armor. It's not that much of a necessity because my ring mail is pretty great. I could reasonably win the game with it. It's just that it's gonna be annoying if I don't get lucky rolls later in the game. You know that's too scary. I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm just gonna skip the level. The safest thing to do here is to skip the level. Isul. Isul can put me to sleep. Isul has a 16 chance to put me to sleep while I'm wearing willpower. That's not a good omen. What I'm going to do is wield a greatsword. My attack speed is 1.0 and slowed by shield. That sucks. Gotta be careful with these guys. Okay, gotta be careful with the sharpshooters as well. I'm gonna wait around the corner for the sharpshooter to come over here. I have this emergency hatch right here to save myself in case things get truly bad. I need to put on the Cloak of Noon for the resistance to electricity. Yeah, the Ringmail of Servitude has poison resistance, so I don't really need to fear getting poisoned again. Now, Luis, will you follow me into the trap or into the hatch if I use a scroll poison? You will. You do not care at all. Okay, let's go upstairs. Louise doesn't even get poisoned. She doesn't have Tower Shield, or she doesn't have poison resistance. She still does not get poisoned. Let's hope that I do not get banished again. Or even worse, hit by another Bolt of Lightning. I already got hit once, it dealt 43. That was not good. I don't have File of... Or I have Silence. Silence works, but I'm still gonna get banished by Louise, by Distortion. I'm gonna do it. I am going to use Ice Blast. Okay, I hope that I cannot use invocations with Uskoyo because Uskoyo I'm silenced. Ice Blast is getting the job done, and there we go. I love Ice Blast. Ice Blast is such a good thing to have. It's so much better than Wonder Roots. Every time I ask if people like Wonder Roots, I never get an answer, but I personally don't think that Wonder Roots is nearly as good as Wand of Ice Blast is. That's the most insane damage you've ever seen from Ice Blast. I didn't even get that much damage. I do have 10.5 evocations. Louise didn't have the resistance. She does have rather heavy armor, to be completely fair. She had a chainmail, so not light armor at all, but I still think that was very reasonable damage to expect from that. I still want to go downstairs. I don't want to have anything to do with Bashnia. Okay, and I say that and I immediately walk into Bashnia. Okay, I still do not want to have anything to do with Bashnia. I need to kill the sharpshooter, and ideally everything that comes with it, because otherwise bad things are gonna happen here. I should not be put to sleep. I have 2% chance to be put to sleep. Okay, Isul gets paralyzed. Goodbye, Isul. I am going to go back to my rapier. I do like the idea of the greatsword and the tower shield, and I will do that, but not yet. It is expensive, unfortunately. Back in the day, tower shields used to get no penalties for a Formicid by 15 skill. Same goes for ogres and trolls. Those used to get no penalties by 15 skill. I think also Nagas have that, but I'm not sure because I barely play Nagas. I can tell you with 100% certainty about the ones that I do play, which are Formicid, Troll, and Ogre. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. I was gonna say this might be a potion of experience, and it turned out to actually be that. I'm about to level up to 18, so I'm just gonna level up to 18, and then I'm gonna level up to 19. Yep, it's about to happen. Okay, do I drink it now? I'm just gonna finish the fight. Okay, now I can drink it. Okay, and I think we go back to the shields. I think we go back to the shield. With 16 skill, unless great swords have been nerfed, they haven't been nerfed. Yeah, with 16 skill, I can swing it ideally below 1.0 delay. Of course, it would be better if I had access to my full attack speed, but it's fine. It's manageable. This is a really scary position to be in. Line pass has been helpful at, keeping me alive. Oh, this is so bad. I am in so much fear. In fact, I think that I should just not do the rest of Snake. I should think that I should just leave. Okay, the Tyrant resists. It only has 2 pips of willpower. I'm just gonna use Ice Blast. Maybe my Wand of Ice Blast is bugged and it deals nuclear damage. Ice Blast, like the Salamander Tyrant is weak to it, so it should go well. And it is going well. Why am I stopping? I should just continue doing that. I have 1 pip of every resistance. That's looking pretty good. Okay. Do I not have Rampaging anymore? No, I do. I do have Rampaging, so... For some reason, I'm not really noticing the Rampaging, but that might be me. Okay, Tin of Tremor Stones deals big boy damage. Let's do it again. Big boy damage again. Maybe that was a little bit of a mistake, because now I made a lot of noise, and I'm pretty sure this is the Rune Bolt. It's looking like the Rune Bolt. Yeah, if I was a Rune Bolt, I would probably look like this. So let's go elsewhere. Okay, this is great. I was not expecting to see an open arena, but it's actually really good because now the Shock Serpents don't multi-sap me. And I do have resistance, but the multi-sap can stack up and be absurd. And now that I have gotten rid of those, I can go back to this spot. Oh, Quicksilver Dragon, look at this guy. Look at the audacity of this guy to generate in Snake. Oh, and a Salamander Mystic cutting me off. That's really bad. Let's see if I can actually curare this guy, because it would be great to curare this guy, because it's not poison resistant, so it just gets slowed. Yeah, I'm fighting the entirety of the bolt here, because I unfortunately made a ton of noise. I wanted to go for the staff, but by unwielding, I gave the Quicksilver Dragon enough time to not be paralyzed anymore. Okay. There's another one. I know that this bolt has 2 of these guys, so I have to be really, really careful. There's the second one, of course. It's gonna get rid of my weak, so that's gonna be nice. There's no buffs for this guy to get rid of, so that's definitely a very convenient thing. Is it giant? It must be giant. Yeah, so no netting. Okay, it's paralyzed. I'm gonna try to stab it. And there we go. We get the staff. We also get a really, really nice set of Quicksilver skills, which have a lot of armor class and don't have that much penalty when it comes to evasion. The downside is that they cannot be enchanted, but I could use those for a while at least. They also have willpower. So yeah, they definitely sound pretty nice for my character. Ouch. I'm glad for the Amulet of Vitality. I wonder how dead would I be if I had not been using the Amulet of Vitality. But like, there's no world where I see the Amulet of Vitality and I don't put on the Amulet of Vitality. Um, by the way, despite the difficulty of this bolt, it certainly solves one of my main issues with the snake endings, which is the fact that they have obscene amounts of monsters. I hate that about snake endings because very few characters can actually deal with such a large horde of monsters. Um, it is just not really feasible because of sheer attrition. Um, but that was not terrible. You turned on my stream about an hour ago and your monitor died? You'll send me the bill? Oh, but I cannot afford anything. You've seen how this has been going for me. I cannot afford anything, but it's fine, I suppose. I hope that you find a better monitor sometime soon. Maybe it was about time for you to get an upgrade. Was your monitor too old or something? I have never had a monitor die on me, by the way, now that you mention it. Never in my life had I had a monitor die on me. Um, okay. Donald is fast and slow, so we're not really gonna be killing Donald. Or like we're not gonna be slowing Donald any further, is what I'm trying to say. Mm, okay, Donald is being pretty scary today. I think that I'm just gonna have to use Ice Blast. One pixel, one green, one time. Where's that I've had is one pixel, one green, one time. Yeah, none of my never had a death pixel even. There was an occasion where I thought that I had a death pixel, but it was like I think that I had just upgraded to Windows 10 and there was like something weird um, in the GUI that I was not used to. By the way, some people call it GUI and I don't like the term GUI. I prefer GUI. Um, but I don't know. It just doesn't read like GUI to me. 19 years old. You plugged in another old one that's color balanced. It's messed up, so it's pretty red. The second monitor. Oh, the second monitor. Yeah, I have three monitors, and I have a lot of. Well, do I have a lot of? I mean, I do have. No, I do have a lot of. Yeah, I have at least three other monitors. Throughout my life, I've acquired a decent amount of monitors. Of course, I don't really use them that much. And the ones that I have currently on my computer are the best ones that I've ever owned. Um, they're not that great or anything, but they're the best ones that I've ever owned, for sure. One of them is 1440p. That's how you call it. The other one is 1080p 144 hertz. And then I have a vertical one, which is nothing special other than the fact that it came with a BESA stand that let me put it in vertical without really going through a lot of hassle. So I just bought it because of that. It was also really cheap. Um, the vertical one I bought used, and the other two ones I got them new. Um, yeah, I like to buy my parts used whenever I have a chance to do it. Uh, I have never had a part go bad on me that I have bought used. Even the processor that this computer has, I bought used. Have I ever told you the story about the processor? Because it's pretty crazy. I had I was building this computer. I have the motherboard, which I bought used, and I had the RAM, which I had from my previous computer. Sorry, my headset fell off. I was stretching a bit. Um, and I had pretty much everything else. Only thing that I was lacking was the processor. So I looked up on Facebook Marketplace for a processor, and I saw this i7-3770, not K, so 3770, and it was 35. Yep, 35, I think. No, it was more like $38. And I was like, is it the price, like $38? And the person selling it was like, yes. And I was like, okay, I'll buy it. And the reply to, okay, I'll buy it was, okay, I'll give it to you for 35. And I was very suspicious at that point because why would you lower the price after someone literally already told you that they're gonna buy it for that price? So I went in and I was like, okay, if it's a scam, I only lose that amount of money. It's fine, whatever. And I bought it. And the moment that I got back to my home and I installed it because I met up with the person to receive it in a metro station. That's usually how you buy things used here in Mexico City. Um, I got to my home and I installed it and I ran benchmarks and stuff and it was perfectly fine. And to this day, it still works. It's never given me any issues, the processor. There's been some things that I thought it was the processor, but it turned out to not be the processor after all. Like upgrading the BIOS of the motherboard because it was an old motherboard and I needed to upgrade the BIOS if I wanted to use the processor that it had. Or the processor that it has right now, and then the power supply also has to change that. I did that very recently, but the processor always been okay. Um, Older than most of Twitch users, that's correct. Your main monitor has an undead pixel that sometimes blanks for a few hours. That's crazy. Undead pixel. The living death pixel. Um, mm, 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 mm. Anyway, we have a rune. Let's go do bolts now. We have no idea where bolts is. I actually don't even need to do bolts. Let's go do elf. Why would I want to do bolts when I have these beautiful resistances that let me do elf? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It was a nice stretch break. I needed to stretch a bit. By the way, I got some good armor. I got +4 plate of poison of positive energy. If I put it on, I lose a very crucial resistance to electricity. But I can also, or do I? No, I lose poison resistance and 3 pips of fire resistance. I like the fire resistance for this place. Okay, let me go up a bit and analyze the situation. 27, 12, 22, no fire resistance, or I can put this on and instead of this, 23, 12, 22 with 1 pip of every resistance except for poison, no willpower. I don't like it that much. I know that it will get better later, but for now I think that I'm just better off sticking with this and equipping the Ring of Protection instead of the Ring of Fire Resistance. Yeah, this looks nice to me, nicer at least. Okay, I'm gonna get Mendeley on the long blade, on the great sword. I think that the time has come for me to get Mendeley on that. Right, so far so good. Yeah, that wasn't that bad. I did take a bit of damage because they were hitting me with negative energy, the only thing that I'm not resistant to, but it's perfectly fine. They were only orcs. Nothing too scary. This place doesn't have a lot of ice attacks, so I could take off my tower shield to not nuke my attack speed that much and equip a kite shield. I have a kite shield, +2 kite shield in Snake 4. I think that's probably not a terrible idea. And I do get to equip my other weapon, my heavier weapon. Yeah, what's the attack speed now? 0.9. Doesn't say anything about it being destroyed by my shield. What if I inspect the shields? It's so difficult to see when it's actually messing you up. Yeah, I don't know if it's messing me up. 0.9, 1.0, 0.9, 1.0. 0.8. I saw 0.8. Well, whatever. Let's just go with it. It's mostly 0.9, so it is manageable. If I see that it is going poorly, I can always go back to what I had before. But it shouldn't go poorly. I'm gonna deal crazy damage. 44 damage rating is pretty nice. It would get better if I had more dexterity, but unfortunately, I'm already wearing a ring of dexterity. Formicids do not really get a lot of dexterity. Mm, it would certainly be nice if they did. And in my opinion, they absolutely should, because they used to get a lot of strength for their shields, and now they don't get that. Okay, there's a bad Randard scale mail that we can leave on the floor. Asterion. What does Asterion have? Kite shield. Okay, this is what I can do. For step 1, switch to my rapier. Step 2, drink attraction. Step 3, dig. Asterion unfortunately wakes up. I am not sure that digging makes noise. Oh, it does. Okay. In that case, it's my fault. I shouldn't have done that. I thought that digging through the wall was silent. Wow. Asterion just goes for the fireball. Greater destruction is random, so Asterion doesn't know what he's gonna get. The fireball was pretty bad for Asterion. It almost killed him. He also goes for greater servant of Maklev. He gets a green death. That's kind of a joke. 727 gold pieces. It's not as much as I would like for the caravan, but I think that I'm still gonna go into the caravan. Careful here. Okay, big stabs. Not bad at all. Okay, yeah. I have quite a lot of damage and quite a lot of accuracy, so these guys are not really giving me a lot of trouble. The dancing weapons can sometimes be extremely annoying to deal with. I generally don't play characters that have a lot of dexterity, so this is gonna be nice. The benefits of dexterity are plentiful in the game as it is nowadays, up to the point where it kind of makes you feel silly to try to do things that are not dexterity based. Okay, the guide shield is bad. If it didn't have -3 dexterity, it would be better. I'm gonna get the money, of course, because we're about to go into this thing that I forgot about. The thing, you know, that thing, the portal bolt, the caravan. That's what we're gonna be going. So I would rather have the money than have anything else. Okay, let's read magic mapping because I do not want to miss the caravan. What is it? I don't see it. Oh, yeah, I saw it. It's right here. Okay, I barely missed it before. Do I have to drop anything? Well, I'm gonna drop my potions just to be safe. Boots of stealth, maybe. Ooh, Randall Greatsword. For 300 gold, that's it's a no-brainer. We buy those. It's a heavy +6 Greatsword with -3 dexterity. I might not use that. Ooh, boy, okay, I hit the jackpot. The best part about this is that I almost didn't have the money to buy this because I bought that other greatsword. So I am very happy to be able to equip this. That's gonna be a great thing for this character. I can put this on. We can put this on as well. I have Scarf of Repulsion. We can put that on. Yeah, look at these resistances. They don't look terrible, but that's pretty good for this place. The ever desirable resistance to electricity branding. Yeah, let's go. It's crazy. I got good stuff. I went in with less than 1,000 gold and I came out so much more powerful. Look at this character. 31 armor class, 15 evasion. Goodbye to this. Goodbye to this, most likely, and goodbye to this, goodbye to this, goodbye to this. I don't even know why I was carrying that. And goodbye to this. I'm not using the heavy greatsword. It's not as fun as you would think it is. Especially not when your attack speed is already nuked because you're using a shield. Yeah, you don't want to nuke it any further. Oh boy, this character became pretty strong, pretty suddenly. And I was worried about the fate of this character when I started. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm using a rapier. I'm never gonna find anything better than this rapier. This character is doomed. And then I found the great sword, and everything changed for the better. And the amulet of vitality as well. It's kind of lame that the amulet of vitality is marked as an evil item. It's not an evil item. In fact, I'm gonna describe it with not an evil item. There we go. Yeah, apparently it is an evil item now, and the good gods don't like it. Doesn't make a lot of sense because they like normal regen. But yeah, I consider the amulet to be more powerful than Zin and Elivilon. I don't know if it's more powerful than the Shining one, but it is more powerful than Zin and Elivilon for sure. Ooh, it summoned an Ice Fiend. That's pretty scary. I don't have cold resistance. Calm down, dude. It might be pretty bad. I'm gonna do line pass on the Ice Fiend. I could also do line pass over here. I'm pretty sure I can. Pretty sure I can. But I would be trapping myself. I am with Uskoyo. I'm gonna get line pass again. And yeah, that also gets rid of the demonology super quick, so I think it was a correct thing to do. Kinda gutsy move, but it paid off, so whatever. We are going to be digging another hole because we can. There's no reason for me not to dig a hole if I'm a Formicid. In fact, that's part of the reason why Formicid does not do that well in bolts. Unlucky. I have willpower too. What was the chance for that to happen? 5%. 5%. The game says it was a 5% chance for me to get hit by that. And in reality, it was much lower than 5% because it needed to be a sorcerer that appeared on the screen that like was the first thing that I saw, not impeded by any other monsters because banishment requires line of fire, and it needed to choose to use banishment, and then it needed to get the 5% chance to get banished or to banish. So I'm a bit surprised that it managed to do all of those things. Oh wow, Hell Sentinel. Okay, that's not good. I need to kill that guy before it kills me. It's a matter of time, or like it's a matter of killing it before it kills me. It is unavoidable for me to try to run. Like I cannot really run away. What I did there was try to get the piety for grand finale, and I did get it, but I still do not have enough skill with Uskoyo, so I cannot grand finale this guy just yet. This is getting pretty sketchy. 88. Oh wow! Oh, let's go. Okay, please. No, it was not enough damage. Okay, 47. We're almost there at the grand finale. 43. Come on, come on, come on. I don't know how we are gonna survive this. This is looking so bad. Like, crawl characters are not really meant to be able to deal with a Hell Sentinel so early into the game. It is not really early game, but it's still not so early into the game. Or like, it is still early enough for me to not really be able to deal with the Hell Sentinel. I say, as I kill the Hell Sentinel. But I feel like I just got super lucky. Those guys have so much armor class. So much armor class, so much HP. They're so scary. 142, 25 armor class, hits for 25 and 14, has Hurl Damnation and Iron Shot, and it is so immune to everything, elemental resistance wise. So yeah, much more powerful than I am. Much better damage output. This is looking like I'm gonna die. The Profane Servitor is another monster that is also extremely bad for me. High evasion, it heals itself. It's super bad. Man, I don't like this. The worst part about this is that I feel super robbed. It was a 5% chance to banish me. Yeah, it's disappointing. But am I actually gonna die here? Is there any way for me to survive? I don't think so. I think that I had a chance until this guy appeared. When this guy appeared, it was like the deal was sealed at that point. Yeah, there's nothing that I can really do. Normally I would like blink away, but you know, Formicid moment. Um, the resistance doesn't do anything versus any of these guys, right? Mm, yeah, like using a potion to heal, it's not a good idea, or like it doesn't really accomplish a lot because as you can see, like I'm not really reducing the amount of enemies that I have to deal with. I'm just postponing what to me seems to be the inevitable. Um, yeah, so disappointing. 5% chance. Getting a charge of Tin of Tremorstones would also be very helpful because it would pretty much immediately get rid of the Star Cursed Mass. It would be nice to also have charges of Acid. I just used the final one. I cannot use Size Blast, of course. It would hurt me, and I don't have cold resistance, so it would just be speeding up my demise. Uh-huh. Yeah, the Profane Servitor is pretty much at full HP. This is looking pretty bad. Mm. Tentacle pulls you backwards? That's actually kind of helpful because now I can Ice Blast and hit the Starker's Mass, make it stop shouting at me. Um, okay, that was helpful, surprisingly helpful. It would be nice to also get pulled by the Abyss, but that's not gonna happen. Normally you can force it by reading a teleport and then it would take forever, but it would happen. Um, I cannot teleport as a Formicid, so it's just how it is. I can use Line Pass. I can use Line Pass now. Confuse the servitor. Maybe get in a hole. This is not quite the hole that I was hoping for. Uh, are these? This is at full HP. Yeah, it's just too many monsters. I think that if there was a Hell Sentinel to spawn here, like right now, imagine that there was no Hell Sentinel at the beginning of this fight. I would be able to kill it because I would have Grand Finale. Even with the Profane Servitor and everything, I still think the Hell Sentinel now would be much better because I would be much higher HP. Because like things are not nuking me. I don't know if you've already noticed, but like I'm losing 10, 15 HP at most. Like it's normally 3, 6 HP. These guys are not really destroying me. There's an 18 HP damage there, hit there. But before that, like the Hell Sentinel is a thing that really does deal damage. Um, Damnation is extremely, extremely damaging. Surprisingly, the Hell Sentinel didn't really seem to do a lot of damage. There was an iron shot that I blocked, but I did use Damnation at some point, and I want to see how much damage the Damnation dealt. 13 damage from an iron shot, very lucky. Uh, in Crawl, there's some situations in Crawl where there's like no good choice to make. You can continue attacking a Hell Sentinel, and then you can get hit by 2 Damnations, and then you die when you're at relatively low HP. Or you can choose to use a potion of Heal Wounds, and then it can use Damnation and deal a bit more damage than the Heal Wounds healed you, so you pretty much wasted a turn. Yeah, whenever there's things that are that difficult at this early stage of the game, there's really no good move to make sometimes. And that's where I am right now. Okay. Okay, 9 damage from the Profane Servitor. 39. Okay, I guess it gets the damage of the Demon Whip. I think that my best choice for killing the Servitor is to Grand Finale, just as I did with the Hill Sentinel. Because unfortunately he also has good evasion, so it can be difficult to kill. Gotta go for the Line Pass again. I'm gonna try to hit the Star Spawn, Tentacle Star Spawn. Okay. This is a Golden Dragon Skeleton. That's also scary. It hits hard. So it might actually deal some damage to me. Same goes for the Large Abomination, by the way. It hits for 40. This hits for 40 as well. Tentacles for 25. Pretty sketchy position. I think that I am surviving not solely, but mainly because of the Amulet of Vitality. It's giving me a crazy amount of sustain. Okay, let's not be surrounded. I'm gonna use line pass again because I cannot Grand Finale. I need to get that going. It's so important. Yeah, I'll train more long blades in a bit. I'm about to hit Mindale on the Greatsword, but that can wait a bit. Okay, it got paralyzed. Come on, let's go. Okay, the paralyze lasted for long enough for me to be able to kill it. That was pretty crazy. So now I'm just gonna sit here, regen a bit. I'm standing on a portal out, which is great. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, there we go. Nope, 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 nope. Let me go around to be resting on the portal. The very cruel joke of the game would be teleporting me away now. I'm just regenning because I know that I'm gonna be pretty much in a fight the moment that I get out of here. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, that was insulting on a personal level. But we managed to survive miraculously, I have to say. Yeah, I don't think that I should have gotten banished in the first place, but then when the Hell Sentinel arrived, I thought that I was dead because it's so difficult to kill those guys when you get banished. There's very few things in the game that are actually super scary, and that's one of those. At pretty much all stages of the game, unless you have really strong magic. Yeah, because Crazy Melee is not gonna cut it. It just has too much HP and too much armor class for Crazy Melee to not really be so reliable. Unless it is truly crazy like Dragon Form or Storm Form. Those are the kinds of melee that you have to use versus a Hell Sentinel. Weapons are not gonna cut it. Unless you get really lucky. And I did get pretty good rolls, to be completely fair, when I was fighting the guy earlier, the Hell Sentinel. But yeah, it's not something that you can really rely on, unlike spells. You can rely on spells. Okay. I'm starting to think that we're not gonna get good stuff from here. Yeah, I'm seeing the renders that these guys are carrying, and they're not really great. I have 5 silence, and I have 2 annihilators here. I'm tempted to just, well, drink might to begin with, and then read silence, and then maybe drink attraction as well. I have fire resistance. I should have gone for immolation as well. Immolation would have been pretty good. Okay, that went very well. Look at that. That was so oppressive. This character can be so strong versus certain monsters, but it's definitely not that strong versus Hell Sentinels. Okay, got the paralysis. Got pretty lucky, by the way. I didn't really expect paralysis there. Just as I was not expecting more enemies to be here. I thought that I was done. Okay, getting paralysis. Lots of paralysis. Sweet. Yeah, look at that. Plus Trend Trident of Premature Burial. Very strong Yu-Gi-Oh card. Still banned to this day. You can do some pretty strong cards. Some pretty strong things with that Yu-Gi-Oh card. Alrighty. You know what? I am tempted to wear double dexterity. What happens if I equip double dexterity? My evasion increases to 16, and I get Yeah, 35 dexterity seems super nice to me. I like 35 dexterity, just as I like this ring. This ring gives me the resistances that I do not have. That's crazy. I'm gonna put it on right now. Yes, of course. Like, who cares about the contamination? I'm gonna put it on right now. Uh, I cannot believe it. How often do you find that ring so perfect that it literally gives one pip of every resistance that you do not have? I cannot believe it. Yeah, that's crazy, right? All right, this is going well. Surprisingly, this is going well. First attempt too, right? When I got this Hell Sentinel, I was ready for it to just be over, and I would be jumping rope right now. But fortunately, it was not the case, and I'm still here being very sedentary instead of jumping rope. Um, but I'll jump rope later, so it's fine. Time for extended. I'm not so sure that we need to take it that far, but I will be enjoying the rest of the game with this character. The other day I had a character that I almost took it to extended. A melee character with the consecrated Labris. I got it so late into the game, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna equip it for SOT. And I had it on SOT, and it was good, but I feel like it would have excelled if I had taken it to extended. Um, anyway, let's go do shoals. I mean, I got flying from doing that. I got flying and a literal perfect ring, so cannot really be dissatisfied with how this has been going so far. Um, I'm gonna train this to 15. It shouldn't be that difficult for me to get to 15. Random Tarbalest. If I had a bit more money, I would buy it. I'm gonna try to remember to buy it before the end of the game, just to see what incredible Arbalest it would have been. There was a moment where I was considering going launchers with this character. I didn't do it because I do not really like launchers, and I especially despise the fact that they are completely ruined by you having heavy armor. And I'm an advocate of heavy armor. I do enjoy my heavy armor quite a bit. Um, and between heavy armor and launchers, I think I like heavy armor a bit more, so that's why I'm not using it. Mm. Talking about things that I'm not using a lot, Grand Finale, but it's because it's difficult for me to use it. Next time that I get to 6 pips of IT, I'm gonna see if I can use it immediately upon getting to 5 pips of IT. Getting to that point is super good as a worshiper of Uskoyo, because it doesn't mean that you have to start yet another timer once you actually have access to the ability. Dexterity, yep, do not forget dexterity. Dexterity is so important. Okay, after this I'm gonna train 15 armor, maybe more, maybe 22 armor. I might not go that high immediately, but I'll go there eventually. Careful with the War Nymph. Well, the War Nymph died from Tin of Tremorstones, very convenient. Okay, 5 pips of piety, just got it. Grand Finale is at 30%. You fail to use your ability, and there we go. Yeah, might as well just use it because if I don't use it, it's gonna go away. So if there's only one enemy on the screen, might as well finish in style, I suppose. Do I have frail? Okay, I was wondering because I don't have that good HP. Okay. So I think Krakens are not poison resistant. So something funny that you can do to Krakens is go for what is this thing called? Scroll of Poison. Yes, you use a Scroll of Poison, and then the Kraken tentacles get super poisoned, and then the Kraken by extension also gets super poisoned, and eventually it dies. You just have to survive a bit when you're fighting it. But if it's a character like this one, for example, where I am very comfortable fighting it thanks to my shield, um, I can just use a Scroll of Poison and that would have 100% killed it. Because I'm sure that it didn't die before, it just like ran away. Oh no, it did die. Okay, I thought that it had run away. Shoals 3. This is kind of looking like Shoals 4 for a reason. It's so good that I found these Boots of Flying right before going to Shoals. Flying property is so important here. It is, yeah, it increases your quality of life a lot. No more fumbling attacks, no more slow retreats away from monsters. Unfortunately, it doesn't prevent Water Strike from the Water Nymphs. If it did, it would be so good because I despise Water Nymphs and their Water Strike. It's a very powerful ability. War nymphs themselves are not that difficult to counter, however. You just use one flame and they die because they are always gonna get a cloud of steam on top of them. It is unavoidable. They have an aura of water, so wherever they go, they're always standing in shallow water, and by extension, they can be vulnerable to the things that monsters are vulnerable to when they're standing in water. Yeah, really nice thing to use. It's something that I hadn't really used a lot until people started telling me to use a Wand of Flame here. And yeah, now I am very hooked on using Wands of Flame here. So strong. Okay. Yeah, Shoals has been a walk in the park compared to Elf and compared to Snake. Snake didn't really give me that many issues. I did, however, very purposefully choose to not fight Bashnia. I would fight Ilsuyu here if she was to appear. I think that I am just about powerful enough to beat her. Not to mention that I also have Scrolls of Poison and Poison Resistance. I can just use that to deal with her. Tin of Tremorstones, I already have one of those. I might want to stop training armor for now. Get min delay on my long blades, maybe get some more fighting. This time I'm actually gonna do the Scroll of Poison thing that I mentioned with the Kraken. And there you go, Kraken poisoned, tentacles getting hella poisoned, and the Kraken is also getting hella poisoned. And then the Kraken dies. Pretty good way to deal with the Kraken if you have the ability to survive a couple of turns of melee of the Kraken without it being too close to death for you. Yeah, if your character is actually taking significant damage from the tentacles, then don't try to do that for obvious reasons. Okay, there's Ilsuyu. As I did say, I am going to use a Scroll of Poison. Yeah, I might even use Attraction. Yeah, if you're wondering why Attraction will pull these guys into the poison. So now they're super poisoned and Ilsuyu dies. Yeah, much easier than dealing with Vashnia, or at least trying to deal with Vashnia. He wasn't even able to kill her. I wonder if Ilsuyu was guarding the rune. I don't know if that can happen. I don't think that I have ever seen it happen. But it would be not surprising that it was a thing that could happen. No, that I see here, no. There was no rune there. I think that Ilsuyu just happened to spawn in the level. I should get 21 long blades. That should be my title because it's a pretty cool title. I think it's gonna be something like a Formicid blade, maybe Ant blade, but probably Formicid blade. It's one of those titles that changes with your species. Yeah, there's a couple of titles that do change depending on what your species is. Pretty nice. I don't think that I'm gonna need to use the scroll of poison thing versus this Kraken, to be completely honest. Yeah, it's not really gonna be that much of an issue. Um, so we saw 3 Krakens here in Shoals. Good ring, cold resistance, 3 intelligence. Good, but of course not good for me. Alright, and that was shows. Now, I guess we can go to bolts. Yeah, look at my experience level. I'm about to hit 22. These guys level up pretty fast. I guess this time I'm actually gonna get to 27. I'm thinking about how or what third rune I'm gonna do. Maybe the Abyss. I've already gone into the Abyss 2 times, so maybe it is just fate that I get the Abyss rune. Because I'm thinking shows. Well, I already got 2 runes, right? Bolts 5. I'm a Formicid, and it's Bolts 5. I don't really want to do that to myself and to this character as well. It's so promising. And also, I haven't done Bolts 5 since 2022. Last time I did Bolts 5 was literally the last day of 2022. Um, then there's the Abyss. There's a Slime. Um, I was thinking about slime with like grand finale, the royal jelly, and then be surrounded by jellies. But it wouldn't be the first time that I die like that as a Formicid. Way back in the day, I played a Formicid of Kazlal, and I was just having such a good time until I went to slime and I fought the royal jelly, and the royal jelly just surrounded me and killed me. Being a melee character with no spells can be pretty difficult to get away of that one if you also cannot teleport. Um, okay, let me actually do the bolts entrance now. You guys are nothing for me anymore, which is pretty good. Okay, are you still dangerous? You're an octopod. I don't have to check. You're an octopod. Yeah, look at that. 2 hits. 2 hits. But of course, I'm a really late game character already. Well, not so late game, but pretty strong character. What about shafting into Bolts 5? It's still pretty scary and dangerous. Like, whenever I talk about doing Bolts 5, I never go through the stairs unless I have Firestorm or something absurd like that. If I have a spell that can immediately kill everything that's surrounding the stairs, I will go down the stairs. But that's pretty much the only way for me to do that. Normally, I don't bother. Okay, this is getting kind of sketchy. I'm going to use Line Pass, actually. We're gonna go over here now. Okay, that went well. Yeah, I didn't take that much damage, got rid of a million monsters that otherwise would have dealt quite a bit of damage to me. Got experience level 22. Yeah, I don't think that I have... Oh, wait. Scarf of Repulsion, I'm already using it. Okay, yeah, I was gonna put that on if I was not already using it, because Bolts is the land of the launchers. You do not want to be here unless you have a good way to deal with the Yoctors, because they're so plentiful and they're so dangerous if you're unprepared. You're scary. I'm gonna confuse you. Okay, good stuff. The confusion is noticeably lasting a lot longer. Did you see that the DLC for Dead Cells released? The one that's like a crossover with Castlevania? I'm kind of excited for that one. I think that I am gonna buy it. I don't buy a lot of things for myself when it comes to Steam games. I've purposefully abstained myself from doing such a thing because it is very easy for you to just like dump a ton of money into Steam if you're not careful, especially on the sales. But I've tried to limit myself to buying only games that I actually will play, which means that I haven't really been buying a lot of games. But I want that one. That one, I think that I'm gonna buy it after the stream, after jumping rope, and I will play a fair amount of it. Mm, yeah, I have liked this new streaming schedule. By the way, I have really liked it. It is um, it is better for me. Like I am sleeping much earlier, um, and everything. So yeah, um, it's probably all gonna go to waste very soon because the sumo season is about to start. And recently, the NHK, which is one of the open TV companies in Japan, like Open Signal, have been destroying a lot of channels that were like archiving YouTube or like sumo matches because they were using their footage, which I guess it's kind of understandable, but it's still kind of a huge loss for sumo history, in my opinion, because it's not like they sell the tournaments, like recordings of the tournaments. In my opinion, they should sell recordings of the tournaments, the whole 15 days. Um, I myself have the last tournament of Hakuho downloaded on my PC. I did back up that YouTube video because I suspected something like what just happened could be a possibility. Um, so yeah. Mm, Yeah. When it comes to the YouTube streaming thing, I think that I will. I have been thinking about it before 2023, and I think that what I'm going to do is whenever I feel like playing Crawl, I will stream here. And whenever I don't feel like playing Crawl, I'll stream maybe on YouTube. I've also been thinking about making a second channel, but then again, my main YouTube channel has not even 1,000 subscribers, and at the rate that this is going, it might even take me a couple more years to get to 1,000 subscribers. So I don't know if I want to dilute the pool of people who watch me even further by making a second channel. Ideally, everyone would just um, get me to 1,000 subscribers, and then I would be able to monetize, and maybe that would be a good extra source of income. But I don't know. It's just pretty janky relying on that kind of thing, you know. Anyway, there's not much to say about this character, as you have probably already noticed. I'm just destroying everything because I have a good shield and good damage output and good armor. Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of really good things. The character doesn't look that impressive with 3016, but the 19 shield is giving it so much. Not to mention that it also has extra damage output compared to a normal character with a shield because it is able to use a pretty huge greatsword. Um, Damage rating of 56, not bad at all. I think that I can get rid of the rapier now. Yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna go back to that. What I could go back to, however, is training shields. I think we can get to 25 shields relatively quickly. After all, I do have +3, and equip the tower shield now. How does this look? 0.8, 0.9, whatever. Gonna go for it. GR one closer. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Atrov. Okay, what do you want from me? +4 fire skills. That's perfectly doable. I can do it now. I have 4 scrolls of enchant armor and fire skills. So I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna get my +4 fire skills. Enchant armor, fire skills. Enchant armor, fire skills. Okay, go. Throw. Before going in, of course, we're gonna drop a couple of potions. We don't wanna run out of inventory space. Give it the item, and let's see what we get. A shining. Wow, that's pretty rude. Why are there shining eyes in a treasure trove? That's the first time I see enemies that can directly attack you in a treasure trove. I mean, Wand of Flame, but still, I find that personally insulting. At least it's standing on water, so it's not impossible to deal with. I hope that there's only one, but I'm sure there's gonna be more. Wait, does this have more than 16 items? Oh, look at that! The Gauntlets of War. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Um, it's not that great with a great sword. It would have been greater or even better with a rapier, but it's still, extra damage. You do not complain about extra damage ever when you're playing a melee character. We can leave that on the floor. We can equip those. Yeah, we go from +1 gloves to the Gauntlets of War. Really nice. Runner plate is not terrible, but it doesn't compare to what I currently have. What I have is just too good. It's difficult for me um, to replace it or to upgrade from it. It's just too good. How about slime now? I don't know. I don't think that the Gauntlets of War are that much of a great thing for me to want to do slime. Really, I am a bit nervous about the whole Royal Jelly fight. I don't really see how to do it with this character. Just because it is a Formicid and it's not a spellcaster. If I was a spellcaster or not a Formicid, with Uskoyo, I would just Grand Finale it and then blink away. And that's how I would deal with it. Yeah. Oh, mutation potions. How about mutation potions? I have 18. Fair enough. I can do mutation potions. You feel less in control of your magic. Yeah, we can drink another one. Oh, look at that. 8 strength, -2 dexterity, and poison resistance. Sure. Look at that. Look at my stats. 29 strength, 29 dexterity. Doesn't really mean a lot. Okay, goes for the Clyde, deals 79. Very scary. I was not really that excited about fighting Nicola because of that. Clyde is a very powerful thing to for monsters to have access to. That's why only one monster has it, apart from Panlords and stuff. And I guess Lomlobon. But is Lomlobon really a monster? Like, if you think about it, how many people actually go do extended 15 runes? Only Railbird. Um, yeah. If any of you watches more than one crawl content creator, how often do you see other people go do extended? I mean, I guess Wizard Ike also eventually, or like every now and then, comes into the stream and says, "Hey, I did extended today, 15 runes." And I'm like, you did that in one sitting? How does Wizard Ike manage to do that? I don't get it. But then again, I also was able to sit and play for 10 hours a couple of years ago. When I started streaming, I was perfectly capable of doing that. Now, not so much. I wonder if that has to do with the fact that I'm just older now and it's exhausting to stream, and if it has to do with with um, with the state of the game. Yeah, that might also have something to do. Very lucky here because I got a million monsters, and that's what I needed to deal with menace. I can just staff. Okay, that's not good. I'm gonna drink curing. Menace is spamming healing, and healing plus tower shield is very annoying. Okay, Menace gets paralyzed. Goodbye. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Cherninsky Wizard like does extended. You and Particle Face hated. Yeah, it's like once you play extended for long enough, you are just gonna be done with it after a certain point. Like it's too much of a commitment to take a character to extended. It's too many hours spent. And the objective to crawl, like crawl is designed around people trying their best to win it every time that they start the game. So you can win the game without going into Bolts 5. By the way, G-Lord, did I do the thing where I just like was saying something and I stopped mid sentence to say something entirely different? Because I do that. If you want me to repeat or to clarify, please give me, please tell me what I was saying and I'll tell you. how I was gonna finish that sentence because I kind of forgot. Yeah, with the whole streaming thing is difficult, and it's not only streaming; it's a streaming and playing a game, and also like I have never really mentioned it, but I think that it being in English, the whole thing has something to do with the fact that sometimes I lose train of thought because I have to translate what I am going to say into English or like think about whether or not this word is the correct word to use, that kind of thing. It's all good. It's fine. Yeah, you can ask me if I lose the train of thought. I really do not like it when I do it myself. So if you can help me with that, I would appreciate it. It would be nice. One of you guys has distortion. Marjorie is the one guy that has distortion. Okay, let's not be next to Marjorie then, because I can do that with line pass. Okay. I think that I'm just gonna charge for grand finale here. That's the correct thing to do. I'm gonna charge for grand finale. Maybe with stomp I can charge for grand finale. Maybe not. But yeah, I wanna get grand finale and oh that's fine as well. Okay, there we go. Yep. Who needs grand finale when Duskoyo paralyzes everyone for me? Alrighty. That went surprisingly well. Yeah, when I was surrounded after getting into the room, I was like, oh, look at that. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, but it wasn't that bad at all. Ice Blast here. Decent damage. Shawa can do good damage with the breath weapon. Something important to keep in mind. Ooh, I got trapped in. I'm not gonna shaft into Bolt 5, so I'm just gonna fight here. The way that I'm gonna fight is reveal this, and then I don't even need to read Immolation, I think. I think that I can just staff. Look at that. Look at that paralysis. It lasted forever. There we go. I'm not a big fan of these bolt room in bolts, where like it's very obviously designed in such a way that, well, I'm getting destroyed. Is someone mighty? Yeah, someone is mighty, the preserver. I'm not a fan of those bolts rooms where you go into the room and there's a door and then you immediately get trapped in the room because there's a bolt warden. I don't really like that. It is even worse for Formicid for obvious reasons. Not being able to teleport makes it so that you are gonna be stuck there, whether you like it or not. Okay, Vaisushan is resistant to poison. Nijiba slimes to eat all the doors. I guess. Okay, Vaisushan is no longer paralyzed. This is pretty scary. I can Grand Finale. Why am I not Grand Finaleing Vaisushan? Yeah, you blow up Vaisushan. I don't need the body armor, so whatever. Alrighty. To be completely fair, however, I don't think that I hate extended. I just don't like it. And because I don't like it, I don't do it. But I don't. If I hated it, I would be like, extended is just not doesn't belong in the game and should be removed. Like, for example, I hate Hydras. I genuinely believe that Hydras do not belong in the game as it is right now and should be removed. But I don't think so of extended. Come on, okay. There we go. Those guys hit me the hardest that anything has hit me here so far. Look at that. 37, 15, 34, 28 and 34. And then in a blink of an eye, I was at 78 HP. Pretty scary situation, just because they were mighty. Yeah, look at my attack speed. It's mostly 0.8, but I just saw 0.7. So that means that we're in a good pace to not having issues with shields anymore. All my winning characters recently have had the Shields title, so I'm just gonna get the Shields title with this one as well. Okay, let's do tips. Really easy, really painful. Some people like their character so much they don't want it to end. Yeah, I have also had that happen as well. For example, that character with the raw folly, the one that I put on YouTube, it's on YouTube as my best, most or my most powerful character ever. I think something like that. That character, I didn't want it to end, so I did take it to extended with the raw folly, and it was incredible, and I had a grand old time. And I would do it again, but it just the stars aligned, so that's why I haven't really done it that much again. Man, this character is strong. I'm not even like paying that much attention while I'm tabbing, and I'm still destroying everything. Which is crazy. Normally you have, or like I say you, but I mean I. Normally I have characters with like not that great armor class or like much better armor class to be that's what I meant, much better armor class but not that great shield or evasion, and they struggle so much more than this guy. It really goes to show every time I play a character like this I just confirm it even further. Having a nice set of balanced defenses does so much for your character. It is like it drastically increases the survivability of your character to have a shield. Can you believe that some people, when I started playing, using a shield was a meme. That's why my tower shields have the inscription Mikey, or I guess they don't anymore. Um, I think only the Slaying has the inscription Mikey, but my tower shields also used to have the inscription Mikey, because Mikey didn't like shields, and Mikey thought that using shields was just a hindrance to your character because it meant decreasing your damage output, and at the end of the day, damage output is king. So I can kind of understand the logic behind that, but on the other hand, Crawl has evolved in such a way that damage output is no longer king. You like survivability plus decent damage output is king now, and this character has those things. Um, yeah, the whistle jam man, los camotes. If you're wondering what that whistle was, in case you have not heard that, it's called camotes, and the dude sells something Mexican that's like sweet hot potatoes, um, and people buy them and they eat them. It's like a snack. For me, it's too starchy. It's not something that I would eat as a snack. It would be more like a dessert after a meal. It might be difficult to eat it as a dessert after a meal since it's essentially just a potato, a sweet potato, but it's nice. Definitely not terrible. It's not one of the many meals that I personally cannot stand. Gale Guy, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. So you have been getting into streaming, huh? How has that been going for you? And I assume that you were playing Crawl today, right? How did that go as well? I hope that everything was nice. Look at these far scales, they're pretty decent. Not as good as what I have, but pretty decent regardless. Lich. You're getting back into streaming. Okay. Good stuff. I accidentally read magic mapping there. I wanted to read silence. I'm just gonna get 27 from the get-go, so that I don't accidentally get a title that is not the Shield's title. I was gonna get Formicid Blade, but I think that I just like the Shield's title better. Yeah. I'm gonna play a lot of Shield's characters because so far Shield's characters, Source Dexterity specifically for this character, have been performing really well. So I want to try that with more weaker characters. Maybe don't just dab down the Juggernaut. Careful, careful. There we go. Okay. You have Distortion, right? Oh, you don't have Distortion. There's another guy with Distortion. It's you. So I'm just gonna explode you. There we go. Dead Cells. Yeah, funny thing that you mentioned Dead Cells because I was just talking about earlier today about the Castlevania DLC and how I want it. Like, there's very few things when it comes to games that I want. I want that. I also want the new game by the Ravi Rivi developer. Ravi Rivi is my favorite Metroidvania. So if you like Metroidvanias, try Ravi Rivi. I really enjoy that game and I recommend it to everyone. It's very difficult to recommend it because the game appears to be something that it's not actually when you play it. Like, it's so difficult and entertaining. It fixes one of my greatest issues with Metroidvanias, which is that they are normally super easy. Ravi Rivi has such difficult boss fights. Um, Finishing the game or like beating one of the bosses took me like 10 hours. Um, when I first playthrough, and I enjoyed a large amount of it. Yeah, yeah, it's a Metroidvania with bullet hell boss fights, which in my opinion is a pretty good model for Metroidvanias to follow. Like, just make the boss fights difficult. Something that I really don't like about Symphony of the Night, for example, and by extension most Castlevanias, is that they're way too easy. Like, the boss fights are a joke. Like, think about the Dracula boss fight in Symphony of the Night, for example. It's just so ridiculous. Um, in the sense that it is ridiculously easy. It's not really challenging at all. By the time you get to Dracula, you're so much more powerful than Dracula in that game. I guess that Area of Sorrow, which is another one that I've played, does it a bit better. I personally at least think that. The final area, the true final area of that game is more dangerous. It is more like a battle of attrition than in the other games, and then you get to the final boss, which is pretty interesting as well. Slightly better than in Symphony of the Night, but still not as good as I would like it to be. Mm, yeah, Ravi Rivi is, in my opinion, where it's at. I've also played Hollow Knight, and whenever Metroidvanias are mentioned, it is impossible to not talk about Hollow Knight, right? Hollow Knight is just a great game that a lot of people really, really like and enjoy. And for a lot of people, it is the best Metroidvania, period. I really like it, and I consider it to be super good, much better than the Castlevanias. But the boss fights are not that long. Well, like, once you actually get good at beating the Radiants, for example, it's not really gonna take you a lot of time. Um, and I prefer my boss fights to take me a while, even if I'm already pretty good at them. Um, like in Ravi Rivi, the final boss fight takes you like 15 minutes, so you cannot just like cheese it or trivialize it. No, you actually have to get good at it and beat it, and then you get the chance to win the game. 27 shields, okay. I will get armor now because I just noticed that I only have 11 armor, and that's not okay. Um, but yeah, anyway, going back to the Dead Cells Castlevania thing, I am very excited for that. I will buy it when I end the stream after I jump rope. So many distortion weapons today. What's up with all these guys that are trying to banish me? Seriously, that like this is probably one of the most vanish heavy games that I've ever had. I'm just gonna tab you all because you got paralyzed. Wow, this character is just so strong. I am astonished at how strong this character is. Lugano Appreciation Day. I don't like what Lugonu is right now. I have to tell you. What I mean by that is that Lugonu is what you how to put it? Yeah, Lugano is like an escape option for from the abyss, and that's it. It's not really a god with its own identity now. Like, it sure does some stuff that is pretty nice, but it is. Not like you can start with Lugonu anymore. The fact that Lugonu is neither a god that gets an altar in the dungeon, nor a god that you can start with, makes it so that like people are just not gonna play Lugonu anymore. At this point, Lugonu is pretty much the actual Ignis in the sense that like Lugonu has no worshippers. I bet that if I search for people who have won the game in 0.30 with Lugonu, I'm not gonna get them a lot of results. I bet that I would get more results from the versions with Abyssal Knight. So yeah, I don't like that change because of that. It is pretty much removing Lugonu from the game if you think about it, which is not really the objective, but it is what happened at the end of the day. Because of that, I would consider the Lugano rework to be an absolute failure, and another rework should be considered. You got like two Abyss temples? Oh, when you were playing Demigod, okay, that's pretty rare. Abyssal temples are super rare. I think there's one temple where there's like only one altar, and it's an altar of Lugonu or an altar to some. I don't know. There's a temple with only one altar. I've gotten it. It's been pretty funny. I laughed a lot when I got it. It wasn't really that much of an issue, but yeah. Anyway, I will now proceed to enter the abyss. Okay, let me take a look at my gear for a second. We have six plus 6 spring of dexterity. I am very tempted to replace that with something else, just as I am tempted to replace the scarf of repulsion with something else. Even Jiva gets a Lair altar. Lugonu has even worse availability than Jiva GS, and Lugonu is not at the same power level that Jiva is, let me tell you. And that is not an issue with Jiva's power level. Let me tell you, it is an issue with Lugonu's power level, and it is an issue with Lugonu's availability. I consider those two things to be a problem, but it's like you either make Lugonu as strong as Jiva and keep the availability the same, and then you're like, oh, there's a Lugonu altar, I'm gonna go Lugonu because it's so cool, right? And you get excited and you have a reason to go Lugonu instead of, I have to go Lugonu to get out of the abyss if I want to continue with this miserable character. And now I am subject to the God Rat, right? Like right now, it's a very negative experience to go Lugonu. Make it a positive experience. Make it so that people are actually excited to go Lugonu, which is not really the case now. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's how I look at it. Anyway, let's go into the abyss. I see a Deba. Let's see, what do you have? +2 tower shield. I like mine. It has cold resistance. Okay. Alrighty. I want a scroll of brand armor to exist. There's been some talk about it, or there was some talk about it like a year ago or so when running brand got removed from boots. I heard talk about a possible scroll of brand armor. I would love one of those. It would be nice. But I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a thing that will actually happen. So who knows? Yeah, better get rid of the wretched stars. They're pretty disgusting, as you can see. Fortunately, those are not permanent, but they're pretty annoying. Oh, I was so close to the rune. What's up with that? Brand armor could do wonders for characters who don't get resistance on anything. Yes, like brand armor would make the game way better for so many characters. It would just be nice. I'm gonna get tormented unless I drink a potion of 3 here. Now I can drink cancellation. If I had Quicksilver, I could Quicksilver. I don't have that. Can I Grand Finale as a 3? You can! Wow, you can Grand Finale as a 3. Okay, that's crazy. I am glad that I checked because otherwise I would have never known. Because like you very rarely are in a situation where you can do Grand Finale as a 3. That's crazy. Okay, it would be nice if I could find the rune now. I think wretched stars are too common. Maybe they should be slightly less common. It's only a Beast 3 and I have gotten absolutely bombarded by bad mutations from wretched stars. And there's another one right there. Like, I've seen like 4 already. Or 5. When there's so many of them at the same time, you're gonna pretty much unavoidably take a ton of damage. I detect the Abyss rune. Oh, it's right there. Let's run towards it. That looks annoying. I'm gonna wait for these guys to go around the corner. Attraction? That seems like I could do it. If I had one. Which I don't. Okay. Okay, no bad mutations yet. Though it would be perfectly fine if I get malmutated. I would just drink to fix it. Okay, I'm gonna do line pass. Does it not work? Can I not line pass through summons? Or what's going on? Huh. I don't know why. Seems janky. I can land here, but why can't I land here? Someone tell me the reason why I can't land here with line pass. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's read the ability. Passes through contiguous. I guess they need to be, but like I was thinking maybe they need to be adjacent, like actually adjacent as in up, down, left, right, and no diagonals, but I can go through this guy. Huh. I can also Grand Finale, and Grand Finale this Nekosek and just go in. Yeah, Lugonu as a way to get mobility. Let's go. Okay, I'm ready for an exit now that I have gotten my rune. Ready for an exit. I am at 2 intelligence. This is a pretty bad situation that I had not noticed. Okay, I'm gonna use Foggle. Yeah, that blocks line of sight of one of the statues. It doesn't block line of sight of the 2 of them. Kind of disgusting. Why not read teleport? Because I'm a Formicid. You cannot be hasted, slowed, berserked, paralyzed, or teleported. Formicids are pretty difficult because of that. No blinking, no teleport, no haste. Running away from things is difficult as a Formicid. But I can Grand Finale. I may not be able to teleport, but I can definitely Grand Finale this thing. There we go, and I can fly away. Pretty good. I see a halo here, so there's another angel coming my way. Hopefully it's one of the weaker angels, like an Ofan. It's a Deva. That's bad. Devas are scary. In the sense that they're not quick to kill. Tower Shield of Reflection. I don't think that it is what I want right now. Tower Shield of Reflection. Come on, I hate Devas. Let's see if I can assist the Deva away. Okay, I'm gonna finish with Ice Blast because wasting acid charges like this is hurting me on a personal level. Alrighty. Victory is sponsored by the Amulet of Vitality, by the way. I think that there have been so many close calls where I have only lived because I have 2 sources of regen. Yeah, that 2.14 HP per turn is just insane. Absolutely astonishing levels of regen. Well, Now that I have the rune, I think that the game should not generate ways down. I think that the game should only generate exits. But here we are. It's not happening, so whatever. There's very few things that are actually scary here, to be completely honest. Like that Hell Sentinel that almost killed me earlier. The rest of the Abyss denizens have not been, terrible. I haven't even gotten Mount Mutated somehow. With the amount of Necosec that I have seen in this playthrough, I'm very surprised of that. Okay, there we go. There's an exit. Get out of here. Alrighty. So now I have 3 runes. Let's go ahead and do SOT. Okay. At least I am a Formicid and I cannot be slowed by Death Cops. Getting slowed by Death Cops, I feel like it can be the beginning to a very disastrous death. Ooh! I know this bolt. I can tell you what this bolt is just from this. I'm pretty sure it's the bolt that has a bunch of giants and a bunch of mods of rat. It's a pretty disgusting bolt, very difficult. Especially for a character like this one. A mage can deal with it very easily, but I am certainly no mage. I'm not even gonna check the amulet because I know it's not gonna be better than the amulet of vitality. The amulet of vitality is the best amulet that exists in the game. Yeah, no Randart can beat the amulet of vitality if you don't need the resistance. That's important to clarify. By the way, I need the resistances. I need fire resistance. If that hand axe was a ring, it would be so good. I guess I have this ring on Elf 3. Let me backtrack for it because I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I am fighting for Orbs of Fire and I die because I only have 1 pip of fire resistance. It has happened again. It has happened before and it will happen again. The manual. I'll check the manual once or I can just search for it and the game will tell me what the manual is for. Okay, lose 2 armor class to, or 2 shield, 2 dexterity, 2 shield, 2 evasion. It's fine. Sacrifices have to be made. Okay, now manual. The manual is a manual of short blades. I have min delay for rapier. In fact, I have way more than min delay for rapier. I was using 1 at the beginning of the game, but yeah, of course, we do not really want that anymore. I have to say that one of the most important things for this character was the 8 stealth. I think that I should get 8 stealth on Formicids. It was good for stabbing. It really helped a lot with the whole stabbing thing. Let's go back to the place where I was. Have some pretty good defenses. Like really 35, 17, 28 defenses are so good. I would even go as far as to say that it's better than 46, 31 with Zero Shield. It is the Bolt. Oh, look at that. Now it has a tentacled monstrosity. But yeah, it is exactly that bolt that I told you about. Lots of giants and trolls. And there's going to be also mods of rats. So everyone's going to be berserk. And you know what the fun part about that bolt is? All 3 downstairs are there. There's, I think, a chance that not all 3 downstairs are there. But with my luck, I am pretty sure that all 3 downstairs are going to be there. I'm going to read magic mapping soon, because I actually do want to know. Magic mapping. And the last one can be saved for SOT 5. Yep. All 3 downstairs can be here. This time, one of those was replaced by stairs. Do I want to do that? Absolutely not. Let's go elsewhere. Okay, yeah, let's go over there. I'm just gonna exclude this and exclude this and this. And I could do all of that, but it requires too much patience that I don't think I have right now. I would do it with a mage in the blink of an eye, but I'm no mage. I'm a melee character. With a normal fire inside one. Okay, it makes noise, so cannot really stealthily dig away. Alrighty, this is gonna be annoying. I have 6 mites. I guess I can use one to see how fast I deal with this guy. It is destroying me. Look at that. It is actually beating me so hard. Wow, that was crazy. I think I got minus a scroll, but minus a scroll is a joke for a Formicid. I am already minus a scroll, you know? Being a Formicid means that I will never ever be able to blink away of a bad spot. So minus a scroll doesn't really hurt me anymore that I'm already hurt by being a Formicid. I don't want to spend the rest of my life fighting Berserk Giants one at a time. Yeah, that's indeed the case. Because that's the safest way to do it. If you really want to do it optimally, you fight them one at a time. Ideally with no ghost mod, or with no mods of Wrath, so that you don't get Berserked, or they don't hit you. What is this? Smiting, okay. Oh, they got paralyzed, that's sweet. So scary. Okay, I'm gonna insta-kill the one with LCS because it really is scary. Ouch. Lots of Nargoons. What is this bolt? Hellish bolt. No wonder that not all 3 stairs were there, because one of the stairs was here in this absurd thing. Um, yeah, Fog would have been good for the smites, but it's already a bit too late. Nargoons are scary. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, especially considering how Normal Fire gave me weak to cold. Doesn't make a lot of sense that Normal Fire can give you weak to cold, but it definitely did. I don't like that that is a mutation that can happen now. It's not very neat. Okay, the Crystal Spear misses you, very lucky. I am going to Grand Finale this thing. Yeah, that's too scary to be left alive. Another... Oh, this is Frostbound. Yeah, that's the least scary one. It is the least scary one, not because of its damage output, but because you can just like be next to it, and then the spells don't cast themselves at you. Yeah, I'm gonna spend like 5 turns here just to illustrate my point. Yeah, they're literally going away instead of attacking me because I'm next to their summoner. I have mentioned that to Depths. Um, I have I have said this seems kind of underwhelming for a super late game enemy, and the response was counterplay, player counterplay. So the devs don't see it as an issue. I think that they should absolutely shoot themselves at you, and the summoner should be immune from the effect. I also think that if they do that, they should deal less damage because getting bombarded by that can be pretty nasty, especially for evasion characters. As much of a meme as they are, some people do enjoy them. Not me, and I don't think that it is fair to ruin the experience of all the people who play evasion characters just because I play characters that are not really evasion reliant. By the way, a grand finale is someone with inner flame and it didn't explode. Uh, I found that to be weird. Okay, can I line pass here? I can line pass here, but I wanted to line pass here, and I cannot do that. I'm just gonna sit here and continue tabbing these guys. Or line pass here, that also works. Yeah, now I'm over here, and they all explode. Line pass doesn't deal damage, does it? Does it deal damage? Because I think that I have seen people get killed by me using line pass, and I am a bit confused about that. Yeah, it only says something about confusion, but it doesn't say anything about directly dealing damage. Anyway, line pass for Formicid mobility. So convenient. Hmm. Okay. I was thinking about something that happened in the weekend, but I don't think that I can say it on stream. Um, yeah, without infringing in the privacy of families, so I won't really talk about it. Um, yeah, we're about to finish the character. I don't really have much else to say other than I'm going to finish this and go jump rope 300th times. Um, last Friday, which was the last day that I jump rope, was I did 26 jumps in a row, which is the most that I've done. I only started jumping rope last week, so yeah, that was pretty good. This is not pretty good, by the way. I might die here if I don't do this. Okay, now I'm safe. Yeah, you need to keep in mind the fact that you are a Formicid when it comes to dealing with some of these situations and swords specifically. Normally, for most other characters, that was a situation where you just blink away, but Formicids do not get to do that. They do, however, get to dig holes, which can make it so that you don't have to teleport. Yeah, pretty nice. It also is so much faster than digging for other characters. I do appreciate that quite a bit. Um, okay, I have to search for Incident Leech. The other day I played a gargoyle, and the gargoyles are immune to petrify, so I was immune to this petrify. Today I'm playing a Formicid, and Formicids are immune to paralyze, so the Dread Leeches cannot really paralyze me. They're not really that scary. We got Tiamat. I am going to Grand Finale Tiamat, obviously. That's the best way to deal with Tiamat. Why would I not Grand Finale Tiamat? Okay. Oh, Tiamat is almost dead. Look at that. Is it because of the damage sharing? I think that, yeah, Tiamat explodes. Cool. All right. I was gonna Grand Finale Tiamat. I was perfectly ready to Grand Finale Tiamat, but there was no need. That was oppressive. I have no idea how that happened, but it was certainly quite oppressive. And now I have the Scar or the Dragon Skin Cloak, which gives me 50% to add 1 pip of resistance to a bunch of stuff, which is nice. I'm gonna drink Potions of Mutation. I have so many of them. I don't like strangely shaped body. That's fine. Yeah, we can deal with that. I think I missed a little bit, or I lost a little bit of evasion from losing strength, but I'm not really gonna drink to try to fix that. Yeah, I think that the reason why Tiamat just like died was because of the damage sharing that Uzcayo enables. After all, everyone got hit by a million explosions, so it makes sense that Uzcayo, or like that Tiamat took all the damage and and died because of that. Level 27, Dexterity. 27 Dexterity, super sweet. Okay, so far so good. Yep, SWOT 4. Here we go. We're almost done, almost done. I could have dived, but I am powerful enough that it's not really an issue. There's only been one situation where it's been almost scary. Other than that, it's been perfectly fine. I haven't really even felt the need to backtrack to a previous level. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. I think that it is very unlikely for SOT 5 to kill me with how strong this character seems so far. Um, yeah, that's absolutely how I feel about this one. Ouch, my asthma. I'm gonna drink 3 here. Alrighty, wait it out. And let's continue. Oh, okay. I don't like that bolt. It has too many high-level stuff, including curse toes. It's not the first time that I see it. A curse toe plus a dread leech is a pretty awful combination. Yeah, I think that's the only way to put it. Pretty awful combination in the sense that um, the Lich has summons, right? And the summons can crystals. Well, they crystal spirit? They can iron shot you for sure. Hell Sentinels can iron shot you. The curse though makes you want to drink potion of 3, which nukes your evasion. So you have a pretty difficult time dealing with those guys, with the summons from the leeches plus the torment from the curse though. And killing the curse though fast enough is pretty difficult as well. So the bolt is designed to kind of just put you in a really bad spot if you do the average technique when you're fighting a Cursto. So if you wander into the vault and the first thing you see is a Cursto and you drink 3, you might get seriously punished because of doing that, which is crazy, but that's just how it is. Strangely shaped body. Goodbye, Orb of Fire. Okay. I don't like strangely shaped body. I've never liked it. It's one of my least favorite mutations because I value my armor class. I work so hard to get my armor class. So yeah. Okay, I'll take the -2 intelligence for this. This is nice. 46 armor class. Um, I might train only dodging now to see if I can get to 31 evasion. Would be nice if I can get diesel stats plus shield plus doubles or plus great sword. Another thing that I could have done with this character that I didn't even think about doing was going into the Hollow Blades and searching for a triple sword. I have 5 enchant weapons, which, yeah, only 5. Wouldn't have been able to fully enchant the triple sword if I had gotten in, and as you can see, it wasn't really that much of a necessity. Like, I saw this greatsword and I knew that this greatsword was gonna be with me for the rest of the game. Unless I found something better, but you know, what's the likelihood of me finding something better than it? Gotta be careful with multiple berserking monsters. Better not let them surround me. I'm not an axe user. And even axe users should not purposefully get surrounded. I have come to appreciate axes as the tool that you use when you accidentally get surrounded. You don't actively look forward to getting surrounded to use your axe. I should have Grand Finale on the quiver. Okay. Yeah, the only thing that's left to do is the bolt. So let's read magic mapping and see what we got here. This is not really an issue at all. I can just sit there and bait monsters to walk in, and then I can either choose to fight them or not choose to fight them. I can just like make them go away with dispersal. 57 damage crystal spear, very nasty, but I'm pretty much already back at full HP. Shouts to the Amulet of Vitality, best amulet in the whole game. It really is the best amulet in the whole game. Very empty this first quadrant. Let's go into the second one. Hidden Malignance, very nasty. Attraction, once again, would be pretty nice. So I guess I'm just gonna do reverse attraction, which is using scroll fogo and waiting for things to get to me. Yeah, no need to rush things. Genetic defects is not an issue because I doubt that I'm gonna get enough experience for that to be an issue. I'm gonna drink cancellation now because I got hit by an alarm trap. Alarm traps are good, but only when you are about to get in. Once you're already in, you don't want alarm traps. Gonna drink resistance. Gonna drink might. Gonna do. Ooh, I got paralysis. It becomes immediately unparalyzed. That's a shame. 2 orbs of fire. Okay, so not very far from the 4 orbs of fire situation from the other day. This time it's fine, however, because I actually have resistances now. Lots of armor class, lots of resistances, nothing to worry about. Also, this is almost destroyed, and this is gonna get grand finale. Hilarious to find behind the special trap as a launcher using Formicid, especially in a corridor. Yeah, monsters just like walk towards you and then they go away, rinse and repeat until they die. It is really strong. And I could have done it this game, but I chose not to use a launcher because I don't like how launchers are right now. Another mark trap. I think that at this point I might as well just resign myself. Lots of orbs of fire. Unfortunate because what I want to see is liches. The orbs of fire are difficult to kill. They take quite a while to kill without me having haste. Okay, I got minus a scroll. Where did I get that from? Did an orb of fire give it to me, or did I get it from hidden defects? Crazy. I thought that I was not gonna have that trigger, but it definitely is happening. Okay, line pass. Can I line pass out of net trap? Because I got netted. Wow, you can, that's cool. Pretty scary. There's so many orbs of fire. Definitely, I'm not a fan of these. I also lost my might at some point and my resistance. I guess I got hit by Quicksilver. Better get those again. And it might not be a terrible idea to go over here to this teleport trap. It would be easier if I was not a Formicid, of course. This is kind of scary. It's just too many dudes at the same time. The alarm trap kind of ruined everything. This is the kind of situation that if I was not a Formicid, I would just blink in and grab the orb and then just teleport away using this. Okay, yep. That teleport trap surely got the job done. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. Yeah, pretty good. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, got silenced by the clown pie. It's not really an issue. I'm not a spellcaster. I am a Duskoyo worshipper that can grand finale things. I would like to grand finale the Orb of Fire. Ooh, okay, things are getting kind of sketchy. I'm gonna drink cancellation again. My last one. Instantly lose fire resistance again. It's not an issue because I can just grand finale the Orb of Fire, so which is the main reason why I wouldn't want to be weak to fire. If I had gone the invocations route, stomping would be really strong. Like stomping is a very powerful ability. It deals damage that scales with max HP of monsters, so it's pretty good for things that are very difficult to kill. I think it also ignores armor class, so yeah, pretty strong. Okay, gonna grand finale this guy, and now I'm gonna sit here, rest off to full HP. Shoutitis, okay. I'm a bit surprised by the fact that during the entirety, like, I got the Hidden Malignance mutation, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get enough experience to have it trigger. And then in the same fight, it triggered twice. and then like it's gone, of course. But I have 13 potions of mutation. I can just drink again. Um, he's still on one-shot Titus. I got regen. Ooh boy, I got regen. We already know what regen characters do, right? After the other day, I had such a good regen character. With at the peak, it had 5 regen per turn. It was the greatest thing ever. Um, so nice, so nice. Might as well. Hmm. I kind of want to grand finale the Orb of Fire, but and tap the Dread Leech. Okay, that was one stomp, and the Orb of Fire is moderately damaged. Let's do it again. Man, it is killing the Orb of Fire pretty well. Look at that. Grand finale. Bop. Okay, pretty good. Uskayo is such a good god. I should play Uskoyo more often because I do enjoy the Uskoyo buffs a lot. I think of them as super strong, but I don't play Uskoyo very frequently. Usually, whenever I play a melee character, I just go the boarding route and I just pick Okawaru or Gosak, or sometimes I pick Ashensari, but Ashensari is more often reserved for my mages and hybrid characters. Um, Oh, you don't know how to get there? Oh, yeah, I guess I know why you don't know how to get there. Um, it shouldn't even be marked as excluded for Formicids because Formicids like they're not really gonna have any issues walking through that. Minus a scroll is not an issue. The Panlord might be an issue. Harpoon shot, that's bad. Yeah, harpoon shot with that amount of HP, it's a pretty nasty thing. This is gonna be difficult for me to get away from this guy. I think that my best hope is trying to grand finale it, unless I get some lucky hits. But as you can see, I'm barely dealing damage. There we go. I managed to grand finale the guy, surprisingly. Let me get out of here. A nice fiend. That's pretty spooky. Um, wow, very good use of Tin of Tremorstones there. Okay, no torment. I just got the paralysis and I killed it. These are all the guys that I teleported away. I had forgotten about these guys, but I guess it's kind of important to keep them in mind. Yeah, I should have done a pass on the level before picking up the orb. Oh, by the way, that's a Seraph Band. Do I want to fight the Seraph Band? Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure it's a Seraph Band because multiple monsters generated and there was a Halo, and there it is, Seraph Band with Pearl Scales, very strong. Tower Shield. No one has an artifact, right? Yeah, I don't have any reason to kill you all, nor I think it is a wise thing for me to try to do that. Um, oh, Hellhawks do Fireball. I think they would be way scarier if they did Damnation. Fireball is perfectly fine. Yeah, earlier I said that Hellhawks did Damnation. Is that another Seraph Band? Seriously? What even is the exit? Why am I going in that direction? That's another Seraph Band. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Just as I don't want to have anything to do with that Hell Sentinel. Let's go in its opposite direction. It's at the edge of the screen, so it cannot really catch up to me. It cannot damnation me. Yep, I already had enough close calls with Hell Sentinels for today. Um, Getting interrupted a lot. Unfortunately, that's just how it is because I have the Formicid antennae. It's nice, however, because Formicid antennae can protect you from death by looking at the things that generate. Like for example, now I saw a bunch of dudes that generated spontaneously on the Halo, and I was like, oh yeah, Seraph banned. I don't want to fight that. So yeah, if I had only seen the Halo, maybe I would have thought, oh, it's an angel, maybe easy kill. A special shout out to Uskayo and me. You watched a Heroic Fighter of Uskayo on YouTube and got back into crawl? Yeah, good stuff. I hope that you have been enjoying your crawl related antics. Um, Crawl is enjoyable. Like sometimes Crawl doesn't like me, sometimes I don't like Crawl, but sometimes Crawl and I like each other, and then I get to play Crawl and I get to win Crawl like this. To be completely fair, this character also got some pretty crazy good gear, so there's that as well. Lots of Panlords in this run. Glad that I'm powerful enough to deal with them. Haunt. This is not scary. I could kill this one easily. Yeah, that one is about as weak as it gets. The Hellion is more scary, however. The Hellion alone is more scary than the Panlord. Yeah, look at that. It's dying so quickly. The Panlord died because it didn't have evasion. So I saw it. I saw that it had 1 pip of evasion, and no spells that like could kill me in 3 turns, and I just went ahead and killed it. Haunt can be scary for characters that can get slowed. This character, well, it's a Formicid, it cannot get slowed. So yeah, there we go. Here it is, the end of this character. I hope that you all enjoyed this character. I also enjoyed it somehow. It was a pretty powerful character, to be completely fair. I got some really, really good gear. Almost my entire inventory is artifacts, unlike, the usual, where it is miraculous if I get a good artifact or two. And yeah, pretty good character at the end of the day. Mm, Very happy about it, how it went. I don't think that I would change much or anything at all regarding this character. I think that it went very well. I also think that the correct thing to do, if you don't know that you're eventually gonna get a +8 great sword, is to just grab the longbow that you get very early in the game and just use that. Um, but I don't like launchers. I like wearing heavy armor. I like having armor class, so yeah. Um, I did have the Toga Victory and the longbow, so I could have done that. And longbow with +7 slaying, not terrible at all. Not as good as it used to be before the nerf. It used to be 0.6 min delay, but now it's 0.7. But yeah, anyway, let's just win this, get out of here, go jump rope. I hope you have a nice rest of your night and everything. Thank you for watching and thank you for stopping by. I would ask you to follow me on YouTube or subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. It does help me a lot if you choose to do so. I guess you can also contribute on Patreon if you really want to. I would appreciate it a lot, and Patreon does give me a better cut than YouTube does. So if you are giving, or that Twitch does rather, if you're giving Twitch money, consider giving Patreon money, because if you do that, you will know that I receive more of that money. They still get a cut, but it is less insulting than the cut that Twitch makes off of me and my work. But anyway, now it's time for me to go elsewhere. Yeah, your Null Wanderer, our Ghoul Wanderer right here, 910 RD. Thank you for everything, and I appreciate your continued support. Have a nice rest of your night. Um, did I say Wanderer? Yeah, it's Warper. I think that Warper should be WP and Wanderer. Well, Wanderer WN is probably fine. Good night. Let's see if there's anyone playing Crawl. I think that it is nice to rate people playing.